to Knucklehead Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit on Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. Like, not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall
Savage.
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce, and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? And I steal the question from Cabs.
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit. That's right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
There are 53 Tuesdays a year, 4 Tuesdays a month, 1 Tuesday a week. And every single Tuesday, we got the Knucklehead Network coming to you live. We don't fuck around. Tonight is the night in a long fucking time. We got some heavy hitters in the fucking building, because the one and only Toe Tag is going to give it to you straight before other people give you their opinions of the shit. The Guardians of the Galaxy, the best movie since Endgame. I don't give a shit what anybody got to say about that shit. I see you Cavs moving, but I'm grooving, and we're over here with no fooling. I thought I told you that. We won't fucking stop, baby. Let's fucking go. What's going on? Show Notes in the fucking building. We got a special guest, Ray, over here from Respect the Podcast in the building. We got Cavs back in the fucking building, and we got Cap in this motherfucker. What's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling tonight?
I love Drax.
Yo, fucking facts.
That's it.
I love Drax.
That's it. I love Drax.
Fucking facts.
Justice for Riley. That's all I'm gonna say. Justice for Riley.
Here we go. What's up, Ray? What's good, man?
What's up, brother? What's up? What's up?
Good to see you here, man. Good to see you here.
Thank you.
Word. Appreciate you stopping by. We got the Knuckleheads here. Show is in his truck, even though he looks like he's in jail, central booking. It's all good, though. Keep your hands where eyes can see.
Are you are you dressing up or something? Yo, don't get us banned.
Yeah, that looked like his shirt was off.
Nah, he got to wear the brown, the doo-doo brown.
I'm just getting nice, man. Just nice, man.
Okay.
Just put in a cup in.
Dude, that blended in too much for your skin.
You got some real weird Spike Lee angles going on there, brother. Like, Ty,
I gotta look good at all times, brother.
Ty, do you always censor the N-word when you write it on the stream, or does it do it for you? I could have sworn I've seen you just, it always gets extra sensitive. Well, extra like you got to be extra careful when Ty's around. Ty'll set you up.
Word.
Ty'll make you say stuff you don't want to say.
Word.
That's why I don't read comments.
Not Ty's. Definitely not Ty's comments.
I read Ty's
Taekwon?
comments.
Me too. Taekwon be fucking up.
It won't let me post it uncensored.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Twitch does that with anything. Like, you gotta
Twitch
cancel whatever.
does that as well. Yeah. Well, you know, YouTube. I'll take that. YouTube. Yeah, that's nice.
Yo, listen, for everybody that's wondering, you can't say nigga in Twitch chat.
You can't, and apparently YouTube.
Yo, you can't go full retard and you can't say nigga in Twitch chat. What you want me to do?
Yo, you know what I've been. Don't mean to start off on a tangent. It's been a while, and
yeah, it's been a while.
Glad to be back, y'all. Just a lot of baseball with the son. So I started rewatching Quantum Leap.
Okay.
And I've been seeing a lot of Quantum Leap stuff on Instagram. Yo, that show is unhinged with the stuff. Like I saw the episode where he leaps into a black dude in 1950s down south. Yo, hard RN bombs. Just
Are you talking about the original one or the new one?
no, the original Quantum Leap. OG, yo, hard R. I think the show's 5 minutes in. You're getting a hard R. Dog, I was like, yo, like crazy. He has one that he's jumped into a woman. He has one that he jumped into like a mentally ill person, or I don't know what the word is. I don't want to say the R word, but you know, and he literally says it in the mirror. He's like, I'm like, yo, that show is unhinged. Yo, Taekwon with probably the best comment of the night. If I happen to a white man, I'm getting a load.
Yo, fucking fact.
That's a fact. Yo, I saw an Instagram post that said, I should have tried those PPP loans. Ain't none of y'all get arrested. Yo, for real though. People ain't get locked up. It's just, they got to pay that back.
Yeah.
You essentially took out a loan. But I'm glad to be back. I got my cup. You already know Jack Skellington's in the building, ready to talk some Guardians.
Word. But before we get into that, everybody knows we got question of the day. We haven't had question of the day for a while. So who got the question of the day? Ray, you got the question of the day over here?
I didn't do my homework. I don't have a question.
You don't have a question. At least his question is, how come Jared Diaz keeps stealing shit from me? But you know what? It's supposed to be a group project. Jared Diaz, just in case don't know, it's a wrestler that I got beef with because he stole my birthday.
Oh.
He physically stole my birthday.
March 10th, right?
Yes.
Well, you stole my dad's birthday then.
Hey, no, we share that. See, the reason why I say he stole my birthday is because we went to a wrestling event on March 10th.
Okay.
And I went there looking fresh to death.
You always got the J's on. I see you.
Yeah,
I see
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I went there looking fresh. My man got an AEW wrestler in the ring and shit like that. They doing their match. We're cheering for him. I'm like, go ahead, bro. And at the end of the match, they stand in the middle of the ring and he got like a 400 fucking person choir singing him happy birthday. I'm like, oh shit, we got the same birthday. That's what's up. Happy birthday to you. And then I find out his birthday is that Sunday. 2 days after. I'm like,
oh, so he legit stole your date. Yeah. That's different.
And no one see, this is why I like Cabs. Because he understands hood shit.
That's different.
He knows the deal. He knows the deal.
He's trying to show you up.
Yep.
That's like someone proposing to their person at a wedding. You completely just stealing the thunder at that point. You're doing that on purpose. Don't propose on my wedding. Wait till the next day.
Word.
Yeah. I get you.
Or at least wait until after the bouquet is
something, right? Yo, wait until we going home. Wait until everybody is making plates to take to the crib.
Word, shit.
Although that don't happen in weddings. Them shits be like $50 a plate. I went to a wedding one time with $75 plates.
Jesus Christ.
And I was hungry as shit after I was done. It was a plate of nothing. It was air and ice cubes.
Yo, ain't that some shit? The more money you spend on food, the less you get.
son.
Yo, facts.
Fact, son. I go grocery shopping, $350, $400, and I look at my crib, it's empty. The fridge is empty. I'm like, but I figured out why that is though.
Fucking vegans.
Because, I'm used to mom's fridge. So when your mom cooks and she has a lot of pots in there, a lot of weird assortment of Ziploc bags. You don't know if there's meat in there. You don't know if there's ricotta cheese, salami. You don't know what's in there. So there's like a bunch of just extra stuff. But when you don't cook, because I don't cook that much, I like make quick stuff, right? So like there's not as much like pots and stuff in there. What is look at Show really just like driving the truck.
Yo, and it seemed like somebody's holding the shit.
That's what I'm saying. My mom was like, yo, can you record this for me?
Word, yo,
that Instagram fad.
Whoever's holding the phone, can you give us a wave?
Someone is holding the phone.
It's either that or he got a weak ass gimbal. Nah, somebody holding that phone. Somebody got to hold that phone.
Give us a hand. Give us a wave.
Yo, Show, tell homeboy to give us a wave.
Oh,
wait.
Show was recording.
No, show fucking parked the car, ran around and took it. He's like, y'all niggas, you ain't coming on my show.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan book right there. It was shown the whole time.
All right, you gonna call me? All right.
I'm gonna call you.
All right, hold on. Let me get my shit done.
That's
God.
screwed with me, dog. That messed
it was
me
Show
up.
the whole time.
That messed me up. Okay, so while we're here, we call that meal made for Africa, Cabs. Yo, Ty's always unhinged. But Ray, while we have some time here, introduce yourself a little bit. Let everybody know for people who haven't seen you on this podcast.
No, it's Ray. I actually do another wrestling podcast, and that's where me and Toe got connected with. I do Respect the Craft. I interview a bunch of indie wrestlers on there. I'm actually gonna have the dude that stole Toe's birthday on Monday, so I'll try to get some justice for Toe on Monday.
Good.
I find it funny. The first time you were supposed to have him, there was some controversy, and you couldn't have him on the show that day.
I got sick. He got me sick, man. That's it. It's all Jared Diaz's fault. That's it.
So
he was trying to steal your fucking show.
So you guys are just there and y'all like sponsoring these like indie wrestlers and y'all just seeing them go ham all day at events and stuff, huh?
Most of the time, yeah. I'm also training to be a wrestler, so that's a different one.
Sick. Hell yeah. Congrats, man. I wish you all the best, brother.
Thank you.
Well, okay, so Starterberry. Okay, so that's yo, Ty, you reading my mind. So, like, do you have a wrestler name, or you just gonna let that come to you naturally?
It's probably gonna be naturally, yeah.
Based on like a move set or something like that.
Yeah, depending on what the coaches around there think and what we come up with.
That's cool, dog. Congrats and all the luck to you on that.
Thank you.
I respect wrestlers so much. Shit is not a joke. Like, let's cut it out. I'll never forget the day that I saw Nydia and Maven at TRL, Total Request Live. The day that they were there, we pulled up because I went to school in Times Square. So we pulled up to where MTV filmed all of that stuff. And Nydia said hi to me. Downhill since then. Downhill since Nydia said hi to me. I was like 16 or some shit. Legit looked at me and said, and I was like, oh, my heart. But then
Cabs was like, this is the best moment of my life. Then Nydia just goes nowhere with her career.
Right? Sadly. But neither did Maven, right? Maven didn't do much either, right?
No, Maven had that one spot. Now he's at local indies here in Jersey. That's about it.
But Cabs, you said it correct. Ever since Nydia saw you, it was all downhill.
Damn, I fucked up Nydia.
Yo, Nydia was hot though.
She was so fine. I was like, no, like that was legit crush. High school crush on Nydia. Yeah, for sure. Oh my goodness.
We got Lay's in the chat. What up, Lay?
What's up, Lay? Les said Eternals is better than Guardians 3.
Oh, this fucking guy.
I know that didn't happen. He already responded to you.
He knew some bullshit was about to happen. He's like, nope.
Yeah.
It had to be
let me
the
tell-
anti-Miz guy.
I have slept so much better after Cap gave Eternals an 8 out of 10. I've been sleeping like a baby ever since. You don't even know. Sleeping like a baby. So if we're gonna, I actually have a question. So that has to do. So like, are you excited? And are you? So this is comic book related. Are you excited? Were you excited? And are you more excited for James Gunn taking over the DCEU after the events of this weekend?
Can I answer first?
Oh, please.
Hold on.
Oh.
Wait, before you go,
It's
let's
not
cut to Jared Diaz. Let's see if he has anything to say first. Huh?
See,
Facts. This is what we need. His opinion right now.
go ahead.
Well,
Sol.
listen, he may be classically trained and well educated, but I'm from the streets. I
There
don't
is
fuck around.
there is an element to that. There is an element to the unorthodox nature of the streets, especially
That's
when you're
right.
from the Bronx.
Word, shit. We in a different country in the Bronx.
Bronx people have emergency buttons on them that when
Yeah.
they press it, it's a wild card. You don't know if they're gonna take out a bazooka or just like throw feces at you. You don't know. It could be look, or you could just eat an
Wild-
onion ring.
A wild onion ring just
You
appears.
don't,
That's it.
yeah, you don't know with Bronx people. You don't know.
It's that Puerto Rican judo.
Mhm.
You don't know if I got a gun. You don't know if I got a knife. What's going on here?
My first when I was streaming a couple years back when I was like live streaming games, my screen name was Judo No. And Judo No, that camera on shit. And Judo No, it was funny. No one would ever say it correctly though. It's sad.
I can
But
imagine.
What do you think about James Gunn?
So maybe a little controversial, my opinion, but I'm used to that.
I'm kind of controversial about it too.
I am more excited for James Gunn's version of DC, not because of Guardians of the Galaxy, because that new trailer for The Flash made me realize how much The Flash is going to suck. I looked at it and I said, oh,
I was actually excited
he
after
goes,
seeing.
he goes to Justice League and the fucking Batman versus Superman
You
shit.
saw
We
the
was mixing.
slow-mo.
Yeah, okay, so here goes all that shit. We're gonna watch a bunch of empty shit in this fucking movie.
But wait, James Gunn didn't direct this though.
No, he didn't. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so excited because even though they tried their hardest to be cute, they try to be too cute, Kaz, but they were nowhere near cute, and they just straight out garbage.
I hear that.
And that's just straight off the trailer. I honestly have no more interest in watching this fucking movie.
I'm excited about it though. I want to watch it just to see Keaton, and I know people got their things about Keaton, and I'm actually waiting for some kind of hidden Christian Bale cameo.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, but that's all this movie is. Michael Keaton.
Yeah, 100.
That's
And-
the saving grace of it. I feel
Yeah,
like that.
Is that a bad thing though?
In the trailers, it's a bad thing. If they would have saved some of that for in the movie, that whole you want to get nuts,
Yeah, I
save
would.
that for the movie.
Yeah, save that for the movie, 100%. And he's blonde.
No, he's great.
They look blonde. I mean, dye it, but whatever. Regardless, I hear you.
Yeah.
So I'm actually I'm okay about it, but everyone is like, oh my God, James Gunn after Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is a savior. Like, yo, James Gunn so far with his last couple projects has kind of I don't want to call it a formula, but definitely a thing
Yeah.
where it's like a group of rejects. Like, I want to know how he will handle Superman, the object of perfection. How are we gonna do it? You're so used to a group of misfits, or for the last couple of movies, Guardians and Suicide Squad, you're so used to a group of misfits. How are we gonna do Superman? And it's not like I'm not being negative about it, but I'm just very interested in that because he can handle. Based on Guardians 3, he can definitely handle a nice backstory and he could pull at strings. But Superman is so vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's such we can find some trauma in Superman with him leaving Krypton and his parents, his step-parents, and his real parents. We could find it, but he's just always been such a poster boy. I'm very interested to see how James Gunn is going to... Yeah, lad, without saying it. Yes, boring. Without saying it.
You know something, though?
If anyone's going to put life in him, it's going to be James, but I want to see how he handles one character.
Yo, the best aspect of Superman would be that whole, I'm the poster boy for peace and everything, and I'm supposed to be perfect, but in reality, I don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's come from Krypton. Like, he's been adopted. He can't go to his planet to find out shit. He got a cousin that's older than him that's younger than him. He got a dog that can fucking fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's shit to, like, the mental aspect of Superman that he could be like, yo, not for nothing.
Like, yo, don't sleep. Here. This guy's fucked in the head. Don't sleep. Okay, yeah, that's a nice angle.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's nice angle.
Like deep down inside, he saves people because it's the right thing to do, but he don't want to. He envies Batman because Batman gets his aggression out on people. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that.
And and he's getting sick of holding back.
Yeah. He's like, yo, why do I keep saving you fucks when you don't deserve it?
Essentially makes Superman Ultron.
Pretty much.
Like just questioning, like, bro, you guys are screwed. You guys are fucked. There's no saving y'all. Why am I doing this?
And if we're getting a young Superman, that's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Snyder was trying to do?
I mean,
no, Snyder was trying to get this down packed. Nothing
No,
else was happening.
Hey, yo, we don't need any.
But even with that, I feel like he was on that line. I feel like James Gunn's gonna be like, nah, fuck it. We're just going all the way with it. Like, just play on the full aspect.
Like, Snyder was being a little reserved about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What James Gunn is just gonna kick down the door, wave the fofo, like, I'm here.
Word.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is the only way to actually give life into the DCU now. If he actually does some risque shit with it.
Like, yeah, let's get nuts. Legit.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Want to get nuts? I think that's the only saving grace for DC. Just get weird.
Yeah.
You got a clean slate now after Flash. You know, I saw an Instagram post that it was like someone trying to do a movie trailer for a DC movie, and it said DC, the movie studio that covers their hero's face because they're more than likely to get recast. I was like, yo, shots. But yeah,
that's why everything is so dark. It's just like, nah, don't get used to them.
Yeah, you never know.
Coming back.
You never know. That's funny. But I like that idea. But I agree with you, Ray. It's just get nuts.
But and also the thing is, like, for DC, like, I don't think people like those stereotypical fucking people anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the Blue Beetle trailer, like, yeah, we can finally get Spanish people in the movies, but it's like, my man, that's a lot of stereotypical Spanish shit that's happening there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when you bring George Lopez, you're bringing the stereotypical Spanish shit, though.
Yeah, but you know, it's like it's almost like the only people that can actually have some real life shit you can connect to, like trauma, are the white people. Like, look at fucking Cyborg in the Justice League. What was his trauma? His father never showed up to anything. That's every fucking minority's fucking problem, isn't it?
Oh, I think his real trauma came after he became part fucking machine.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like that was the biggest thing. He's like, oh, my dad's not here.
The thing is, it's 2023, and race and all of that is as sensitive as it's been for the last, couple years. So everything is at the forefront, which is why it's a good point that you bring up, though, because, like, I want to start looking at things without, like, or not focus so much on race. It's so in your face nowadays that it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard.
But
look at Ty. Look at Ty.
No, but look, like Sam Wilson, right? his problem is the normal shit that happens in the community. You can't get past that. No one has ever walked down the street without suffering some form of that kind of racism and bigotry, right?
Yeah.
But then Isaiah Bradley, it was his trauma they attached it to him being black, but it was his trauma being in the military. You know what I'm saying?
Then they
It was
erased
he
him.
didn't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He wasn't sitting there going, "They did this to all black people." No, they did this to me. Fuck them. It was
Yeah.
personal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Like and also like Wakanda is almost the reverse of every other type of thing. Like every movie we see with black people is all about drugs and this and that. This shit is truly black excellence in Wakanda Forever and Black Panther 1.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's refreshing to see, and like not to get wrestling again, but you see Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico, and you see all the fucking the Puerto Rican wrestlers that all of a sudden are Puerto Rican in the WWE, and they're being celebrated. Yo, dude, you know how many wrestlers like yo? I'm Puerto Rican, and people are like, when the fuck were you Puerto Rican?
Yo, Karrion Kross. I didn't know that motherfucker was Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Ty, you saw me put my you saw that, right?
I've been laughing every time this
Yo,
get the
Ty-
comments like, yo.
Ray, that's Ty all day long,
Yeah,
bro.
but you know something though, Taquan, y'all act like America's the only one that has slaves.
They
you
saw
do
it
know
all
that-
over the world.
Yeah, like my entire bloodline was ran through the slave trade. The Greek in me, the fucking Mediterranean, like every single part of the bloodline, it was slave shit owners. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Let me refill the cup, y'all. 1
I
second.
get it. Every community watched slavery happen. Every community. It's in the Bible. You can have slaves as long as you don't kill them. There's actual passages in the Bible. It's okay to own slaves and beat them. You just can't kill them.
Yeah. Here's a deeper question though. Did they watch the slave trade happen? Or did they insulate themselves from it? Because those are two separate things. To watch it happen and do nothing, and then to see it and go, how do I protect us so that don't happen to us? Because, yeah, they had vibranium and all that shit, but their technology didn't boom around that time. They still, they're still trying to figure out what to do with vibranium and weaponry and technology and protecting themselves. I mean, that's a deeper conversation to have as to which side of the fence that's on.
Yeah.
But, far be it from me to have that conversation.
Yo, listen. Yo, Show, are you still here? He's on the phone.
I am here. The inaugural black person is here. I got it. Let me get in here.
Yeah, say what you need to say, Show.
No, I agree with everything I was saying. I do agree that if you are gonna put some of these races like you did in the movies, don't base it around the flaws of the race. Like you were saying, like, yo, there's a lot of Spanish intonation here. Like, don't make it too crazy. I agree with that, but continue.
Yeah, like, you can have our culture in it, but don't fucking get to the point where make fun of it.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
What do you think, Ray, about James Gunn?
I was interested at the
get us
beginning
back
of
in
it.
there, Cavs.
I feel like now the movie definitely made me feel like if you just give him the ball, like he got it. I feel like if you just let him be nuts with it, he should be able to handle this. But again, it's one of those where he had characters you can play around with like that. I want to see, like we were talking about, what is he going to do when you have, here we go, do something with Batman now. Do something with Superman here. Do something that's like, they have no comedic relief there. It's now
crazy.
Serious characters.
It's crazy to think, you just bring up a really good point. It's crazy to think the randomness of a Suicide Squad or a Guardians as opposed to Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's like now it's serious. Now
that's
it's like
crazy. Yeah,
you got nothing here that's like.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Cap?
I probably have the most controversial take here.
I'm not shocked.
I am not enthused and not prepared at all, based solely on the fact, not even the Guardians movie.
That's fair. That's fair.
Based solely on the fact that Suicide Squad, or The Suicide Squad, no matter what you think of that movie, it didn't perform. Nobody saw it on HBO Max. Nobody saw it in the limited run it had in theaters. It really didn't hit the zeitgeist in the way Warner Brothers wanted it to, and it could be the fact that it was a confusing sequel to people who weren't in the know,
It was
especially
confusing.
showing off who's on the phone. Like didn't know that it was
With
a sequel or a reboot or the same characters or not. It could also be the
Word.
fact that it came out during a pandemic or all that, but other movies that came out around the same time did way better. Like there's a myriad of things of why it might not have worked, but the fact that it didn't work doesn't have me enthused, because if you look at the slate of what he has, like, let's say 12 films. Out of 12 films, 4 of them are people we know. The other 8 are like, wait, who's he's doing what?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
And you can't start the DCEU or DCU or whatever they're gonna call it. You can't start that with 8 films and projects of who the fuck are these guys, and just 4 people we know.
You think he could strike twice? Because for the most part, not a lot of people knew the Guardians early on.
Yeah,
You know,
but see, here's the difference. Not enough people knew the Guardians, but they knew Marvel.
yes.
So he banked off of just the Marvel franchise as a whole, which at that time you couldn't put out a movie and have people hate it. Everybody loved. Like even Thor: The Dark World and Iron Man 2, they still made money. They still did well
Yeah.
in the box office. So Marvel was hitting on all cylinders, and you give us something that at the time was new and fresh, and it was like a breath of fresh air and all that shit. With this new slate of DC, if you're gonna reboot it, the vast majority of people who are gonna go watch these films are people who are gonna be more inclined to well, let's see Batman and Superman and the characters we know.
No, I agree.
How we're gonna reestablish them.
I
When you
agree.
start somewhere else with other characters, there's a big that's a risk where if you don't hit the ball right, and I'm talking about like home run, you can't just hit it for a double.
No,
and
yeah. It
that's
got
not
it.
gonna work.
Yeah.
Use baseball terms. You gotta hit this shit out of the park, because if not, then nobody's gonna give a shit by the time you get to Superman in 2025 and Batman and
Barry
Robin in
Bonds.
the time 2030. Like
Barry
nobody's gonna give a
Bonds.
shit.
You need to clobber that shit. Fucking steroid era. Yeah, for sure. And so that's why I asked the question, because I'm seeing after Guardians 3, I'm seeing everybody like, oh, he's gonna save the DCEU, and I'm like, bro, there is years of payoff that we got with the Guardians.
Yeah.
There is so much closure amongst all of these characters, and within that closure, we find out so much more about them with Rocket and Mantis.
Yeah.
Mantis, I think, is MVP of the movie, by the way, and I'll
Yeah.
talk about that later. But like even New Gamora, how to implement a character over again, which was killed not even in your movie.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? The fun
Crazy. It's gonna be difficult in the DCEU. So I'm saying, everybody, chill.
Word.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be rough. And like, if it does get it popping, I don't like. It's gonna be tough to do it right away. So just temper expectations and give James Gunn, let him cook, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
It's that issue of like he had momentum with Marvel already being just banger after banger. Like there was a few that's like, but with DC now it's like you have to try to fix what they've just ruined for years.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But also, here's the thing though, which I forget, is that he introduced the Guardians of the Galaxy with Thanos.
Yes.
With the Infinity Stones.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. He has all of that to work off. With this, it's like
now let's see what he introduces these new characters we don't know about with.
Like
maybe it's a different Lander Corp.
In Marvel, like, I'm sorry to cut you off, my bad.
No.
But real quick, in Marvel, they put him in a top tier kitchen with all of the ingredients and said, cook. He gotta build the kitchen now. And go and buy the produce in the supermarket, and then come back and put it all together for everyone. I'm just saying, people. I'm not saying he can't do it.
Yeah.
Just chill.
But what if he uses these characters to introduce things that you can't introduce in a solo movie? You know what I'm saying?
That same Marvel formula.
Yeah. Like let's say, I don't know. I'm just gonna throw the Howling Commandos, right? I know that's fucking decent, but let's just say that he making them movies, and then they introduce Constantine,
Future
or they
Commandos, I
introduce,
think it's,
or they introduce another character that's so obscure he can't have a movie, but he'd be important to the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like a Coulson or some shit. You know,
like Our Man.
yeah, like it's one of those. We're not gonna waste a top tier hero for this, but we got a character that's so good that can be in every movie, but we got to introduce him here.
I would love an overarching villain like Thanos. Maybe, like, I don't know, maybe you can make Raish like overarch everything. I don't know if that's the right bro. I mean, obviously, but that leads to Darkseid, because Darkseid is the guy.
Yeah.
Thanos is a guy. He's not the guy though. There's so much after Thanos.
Yeah.
Whereas Darkseid is the dude. So, like, maybe can we wait for Darkseid a little bit?
Yo, put him up against Vandal Savage.
Yes. Well, that's the fuck. Just right off the bat, gonna throw one of the strongest DCU characters at him. But remember what you were saying, Cap? Cap, what you were saying about Quantumania? What we were saying about, like, yo, maybe we should have kept Kang on the side for a little bit and let MODOK chase everyone. I'm with James Gunn doing that. Like just build it. I just don't want them to rush. Marvel had the luxury of not having to rush some things.
Yeah, but we also got to take into account that for DC especially, Black Adam failed. Shazam failed. The Flash may reset everything, may not reset most things. We don't know really where that falls. Aquaman's kind of irrelevant. Blue Beetle may be irrelevant. That's 5 movies. Before James Gunn even gets in, that's already going to taint the thoughts of common moviegoers. Not ultra fans, not people who are doing combo podcasts, just regular moviegoers are already going to be tainted by the time he gets to do it.
This is why I'm saying if you do Marvin the Manhunter or a fucking Green Lantern movie, it would be so far out there. Because we never had space shit.
He's not doing one of those.
But I'm saying, like, if he would have started with that, it would have been different than everything.
I would definitely.
He had so many better choices to start with that it's like, again, it's a risk here. It's a risk that he's just let's bank off it here.
I think the reason, and I'm not gonna, I obviously have no insider information, but what I surmise is reason. No, the reason he picked these obscure characters.
You heard that show? He surmises.
Is because this is the easiest way for him to fucking guys. This is the easiest way for him to implement his plan and to show his version of things and get people used to it.
Yeah.
So that when he gets to Superman and Batman and Flash and all these other characters we know, it's not such a jarring thing to see him done in a different way because we're already used to the nomenclature. We're already used to the style. We're already used to how the story progresses. We already have built-in definitions of shit, and it's going to be easier to assimilate to everything versus him just coming out and like, boom, here's my Superman first.
Yeah.
And then try to figure out how everything goes.
So, but who's there?
By the way,
who's their Iron Man?
Shout out to Coffee. Gotta be Batman. I listen to the soundtrack every day. Guardians has always had the fire.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my goodness. Like,
no,
but I see what you're saying. Who's the guy?
Yeah, because Iron Man, from what I hear from y'all, was relatively not a popular hero in the comics.
Bro, Iron Man was C tier. Yo, I'm sorry, you got me excited. I just had this conversation the other day, right? So there's this dude, right, that I know, and we've been going back and forth on Batman versus Iron Man, and he's like, "Oh, Iron Man is way better." I'm like, fam, before 2008. No one knew who Iron Man was, but like real deal people and real people who've been there. Bro, and can I tell you something? When the Avengers first were made, they had one heavy hitter in Hulk. And Spider-Man would join here and there. But it was a group of misfits. It was a bunch of nobodies that they wanted to reintroduce Get out there to the populace and sell some toys because there's
Yo.
always toys. But Iron Man, yo, they literally made him. They wrote him to be even smarter for the Avengers. He wasn't that smart, and he was an alcoholic. Yo, Iron Man was a nobody, where
Dude.
Batman has been a household name since 1960. And
Probably earlier than that.
I mean, 1930 was a little too early for me to say household.
Not yet,
But you're right. Maybe 40s and 50s. Everybody,
Yeah.
my mother knows who Batman is. She didn't know who Iron Man was.
Yo,
Fuck out of here.
to jump on that point, the Avengers book, I believe, was put together because none of the individual books were selling.
Yeah.
They were like, yo, let's put them all together to get one book. And then when people started reading it, they'd be like, oh, I like this guy and this guy and this guy. Oh, so let's read all their other shit.
Yeah. Tony became the smartest person ever after Avengers. Before, if you never watched the Iron Man cartoon, I am Iron. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about Iron Man is better than Batman. Like, I will listen to who you like better than Batman, and I respect it. But, bro, if you come, like, all of these new MCU people, bro, you didn't know who Iron Man was before 2008. I was playing the Avengers on Sega Genesis in 1992, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here. And look, you know what's funny? Captain America had been way out. Like, they wrote Captain America in the funnies to fight Nazis so that the soldiers can read it while they were at war. Shout out to the vets all day. But Captain America, as cool as he was and as old as he was, that's another dude that was just kind of, late 80s to late 90s, Marvel was X-Men, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Now, there was a bunch of offshoots from all of that, and some people who garnered more attention than others, but that was it. And a response to the success of the X-Men was the Avengers. Like, bro, please, Iron Man is nowhere near as cool. Well, it's nowhere near as cool. Yeah, I'm gonna say cool. Nowhere near as cool as Batman. Yeah. I'm sorry. Y'all gotta stop saying that. Like, respect the OG. If you want to tell me that Spider-Man is better than Batman, I'll hear you out on that. I will listen, but not Iron Man. Yeah. Because no one knew who Iron Man was before 2008.
Dude, let's not forget, until the Avengers found Steve Rogers, there was another dude in the fucking suit who was a lawyer who took another kid to become Bucky. Like, Steve Rogers died and went in the ice in World War II and wasn't found again until the Avengers and Namor found him. But somebody else was in the fucking suit. So that Cap wasn't the fucking...
bro, look, as much as we all love the Avengers was like a panic button for Marvel to sell copies, to reintroduce some characters, and put some toys out there. I mean, to be fair, it's always about toys. But
yeah, it's the merchandise. It's got to be.
But chill out with the Batman stuff. Iron Man is not cooler than Batman. Will never be there. Word. And look, I have spoken to people who don't necessarily like Batman that much, but understand the game. And they'll tell you, yeah, I don't even like Batman like that, but Batman over Iron Man all day long. Because no one knew who Iron Man was before 2008. Nobody. And there's a big amount of people that didn't even know who Iron Man was before Avengers 1 in 2012. So let's just stop. And I'm sorry for the rant.
No, but it's fucking true, though, because I thought because of the movie, Iron Man was what the movie portrayed him to be in the comics. And then when I hear the truth that, Iron Man ain't shit, they just picked a dude and they made him that way. It's like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it became that Mandela effect. Like, oh, yeah, this is just what Iron Man always was. Like,
yeah. The perfect way to explain it, Ray. It was a Mandela effect. People were just like, yeah, Iron Man's always been that cool. No, he's not. He has not always been that cool. Black Panther is cooler than Batman. I personally like Batman better, but Black Panther's totally cooler. And got money and is smart, all the same.
And that vibranium is fucking...
I mean, you have the resource at your disposal.
Yes.
But that was actually a really good question. I didn't think it would get that much talk.
Yeah. But who do you guys think would be the DC Iron Man?
I mean, if I want them to pick someone, I want them to do the same thing that the Avengers did and just focus on someone who, I mean, the Justice League is already there. So, I mean, it sucks because you would think it would be Batman, but there's been so much Batman already. Are you really going to do that?
Especially they got 2 Batmans running at the same time.
Bro,
Yeah.
how about we just fucking just throw a curveball here and just start the DCEU with a Green Lantern movie that fucking slaps.
Yeah,
Just-
we need that redo.
Yeah. With a Green Lantern that just slaps.
Yeah.
And that could be the point. And then Batman could come in and there could be that power struggle. Like, all right, Hal. Would it be Hal?
I would say Hal.
I feel like just to do the perfect reboot of it all, you should.
Or-
it's got to be Hal.
Hal or John Stewart. Where it's like the Green Lantern is already established, and you have Hal Jordan that does a sector, and then
Yeah.
John Stewart is the Earth's.
But I would love the back and forth between him and Batman as to
Yeah.
how fun would that banter be as like who's really the leader here? And we know that Batman is the point guard of the
Yeah.
Justice League, but let's make it interesting. That's how you do it, Toe. That's how you do it. You completely go left and keep all these other heroes that we know and love and appreciate already in the back burner and bring up someone new.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Green Lantern is the guy. You make it Green Lantern. Yeah, I'm with that.
I like that.
I'm like that very much. I like that very much.
Cap is
Now-
speechless.
Well, he it looks like he stepped out for a bit, or stepped away for a bit.
Yeah, word. What you think, Show?
Swamp Thing might be a little too obscure, but I like it, Le. We're getting nuts. DC, bro, DC has no choice but to get nuts.
Yo, but
Again,
you know,
it's that banking on James Gunn just being like, fuck it.
Yeah,
you know,
Random
Swamp-
thing we could pull.
yeah,
Swamp Thing can be like the secret weapon, though. Did
Yeah.
you know Swamp Thing can literally talk to every plant life on the planet, right?
he is overpowered as shit.
He cannot die as long as there's still a plant on the planet.
Yeah, he's overpowered as
Huh.
hell, which is the main issue with the DCEU.
Yeah,
or
there's
DC
gods
altogether.
there.
There's gods there.
Yeah.
Excuse
So,
me,
Cat,
yeah.
what you think? The Green Lantern running shit.
Sorry, I was trying to keep my screen from falling asleep. All of a sudden, the shit just turn it off after
Basically,
2 minutes.
basically, we're saying make Green Lantern the Iron Man of the DCEU.
And him and Batman have a struggle on who's the leader of the Justice League.
See, because Cap could balance us out, which is why I love asking him these things. He's the reasoning. He's like, all right, guys, chill out. This cannot work.
All right, which Green Lantern did you pick?
How?
All right, so he
Okay,
said
so
Hal,
I
and
said
I
Hal.
said Stewart.
I asked if it was Hal. I asked if
Yeah.
it was Hal.
Yeah,
and
and
I
I
feel like
said
it's the
John
perfect
Stewart.
way to reboot it. would
Toe
be
said
Hal.
it should be Stewart.
Yeah, no. If it's gonna be for the leadership of the Justice League, it's got to be
Okay.
Stewart.
Say less.
He's the one, whether in the cartoons or the comics or anything else, he's the most serious out of all the
Yeah.
lanterns. He's the most disciplined out of all the lanterns, and he's the one who's ready for leadership more.
Hal's kind of wisecracky.
Well, it's not that he's wisecracky, he's not. Hal's great, but he's not the top guy.
He needs a little more nurturing. He needs
He's like a Kevin Durant where he can go off
Yeah.
and be the player of the night, but not the captain of the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
All
a
right.
good.
Yeah.
That's a,
You put it
so
like that,
basically,
yeah.
what we were saying was that, like, instead of like for James Gunn in the DCEU, instead of just like going back to the well, keep those characters in the back burner that we already know and love, and just come out something new and remake that Green Lantern.
You know who I would like to see as the Iron Man? So when you say Iron Man, are you saying like the de facto leader and brains
No,
of the operation?
the-
Like, what do you mean? when you
The
say Iron
character
Man?
they use to boot the MCU.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
To get this like the jumping point of it all.
Because you guys do forget that before Iron Man came out, there were so many Marvel movies that failed also.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
DC's kind of like in that position of 2008 where they need
That's a good
You know.
observation. Yeah.
All right, two things. So the jumping off character for the DCU has to be Superman. If you're gonna put the Iron Man label as the jumping off point,
I didn't want him to, but
it has to be Superman. Because if Superman doesn't work, none of your other shit works.
damn.
Because he's not only your most popular hero, but he is your essential god.
He's your
He's
cop.
Zeus.
He's
He's
your
the
captain.
leader of the gods. Without him working, it doesn't matter if Wonder Woman's good or Batman's good or all that shit from a movie standpoint. But from the leader of the team standpoint, I would actually want to see Mr. Terrific
Okay.
in that Iron Man role instead of one of the
But
Lanterns.
like out of nowhere, just a complete curveball.
Yeah.
Which again could work in
What I
this.
would like
in
to
this
see. I
setting.
would like to say again.
Which could work in this setting of just random out of nowhere, just Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, you know how Vision picked up Thor's hammer, and instantly everybody's like, "Oh shit, he's worthy. He's one of us. We could trust him. Let's fucking go." Have a moment like that where Batman turns around and like they're trying to form and like, "Yo, who's gonna run the day to day? Who's gonna lead this? Who's gonna do that?" And Batman just goes, "Him," and he points to Mr. Terrific, and that's our jumping up point. Like, yo, if Batman believes in this guy that strongly, then he's our leader. Then we just go with it because Batman said it. Then we're good. We don't need any other fucking proof that this guy's the guy.
Mr. Terrific is like invincible, right?
Well, no, he's like Tony. He's
Tech.
Everything he does he's a genius. Everything he does is with tech.
No, he's also an Olympian.
Yeah, I mean he's the Olympic level athlete and above human fucking stats and all that shit. Yeah,
he's
But
one
like
of the smartest people in the.
Tech can't fuck with him. He's like impervious to anyone else's tech. I know that.
Sometimes, yeah.
He got the terrific balls? Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
He got the spheres.
He's got little spheres
that float around him, and
T-spheres.
T-spheres. Yeah, they float around him, and he uses the shit like static shock.
It's funny.
They could do whatever
Yeah.
they need.
It's funny. I remember like months ago, maybe even a year now, we were talking about like what to do with the DCEU. And the first thing I said is like, yo, where is Superman? And for this question, I wanted to avoid Superman at all costs, but here we have Cap, the voice of reason.
Well,
you need to make Superman work. It's not an option. You need to make it work.
Yeah, and I'm only talking purely from a movie standpoint, not the character inside the world.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is though,
gotta
like
make
if
Superman
I was James Gunn, I swear to God, in my meetings with the overall picture of the DCU, my top priorities will be Superman and Batman do not show up until there's a Justice League movie. Because we had so many Superman and Batman movies. It's like we got Green Lantern, we got this guy, and then it's like, yo,
we don't need to see the pearls. We don't need to see the pearls again.
Yeah, it's like, yo, we got a threat that we can't handle, and now Superman shows up. They know of Superman.
Well,
they know of Batman, but now this is where they solidify, okay, y'all motherfuckers made it to the real shit. This is where Superman and Batman test them out. Where it's like, yo, you guys been lower level, and we've been fucking with the real shit. Now let's see if you can hang with us.
But you're gonna be sadly disappointed because James Gunn is literally writing a
Superman Legacy. He's doing Superman Legacy.
I'm saying
does he even have the time like to be able to be like, yeah, let's wait for a couple years just to be like, now we can bring him.
I don't think the acquisition of DC is gonna give him time.
Yeah,
they need to show shareholders and shit like that in the suits that this was a good decision to do what they're doing. James Gunn gotta bring results fast.
Yeah.
So here's where I'm gonna sound a little hypocritical. Because I just said that he's taking a big swing with these other characters that nobody knows. Right? But the way to assure your shareholder now, if DC can hold its mustard, the way you show these shareholders that this was the right decision is if he actually makes all these random ass fucking movies hits, these movies and TV shows, if they're actually good, they could point to him and go, look what he's done with nothing. So we can wait for him to get to our big shit. It's gonna be worth it when we get there, because he's already proven that he's.
Yeah, but again, it's that banking on, can he do Guardians again? Can he make a whole demographic care about everything else?
Yeah, that's that second part of the statement. I 100% behind you. Is can he make people give a shit about these guys? The whole can he do Guardians again? If they try to go that route, I think that's where they fail.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
If everybody's expecting Creature Commandos and Themyscira, whatever the fuck that other TV show is called, if they're expecting Guardians, they're not gonna get it because they're not the same shit.
Yeah.
I saw someone say, I can't wait for James Gunn to do the Bat Family. I'm like, chill out, y'all. Chill out.
I just want to point out that you guys know that James Gunn, well, not you guys, but the audience here. I hope you guys know that James Gunn is not writing and directing every fucking DC. He's just the Kevin
He's the
Feige.
Feige. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the guy who's just making sure that all the fucking red lines match up.
He's still getting blamed no matter what, though. So I hate to tie into wrestling. He's just he's Vince at this point. Whatever, it's still on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, let him get blamed, but let's not give people the false hope that
there are other directors. There will be
everything.
other directors involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just don't want to see another fucking Matrix 4 or fucking stupid ass movie that there's so many holes in the shit that we like pick it apart. I don't want another fucking She-Hulk. You know, like have intention with it, because if She-Hulk had some intention, it would have been a way better show.
We always come back to She-Hulk.
I don't know why. But
No, you know why? Because it's so hard for me to sit here and go, I don't want another fucking Quantum Mania. But it's like, at the end of the day, it was an Ant-Man movie. At the end of the day, it was an Ant-Man movie. It was a bad hope to be Avengers level movie, but it was an Ant-Man movie. It was an okay Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
See, the reason Guardians 3 worked is because it was just Guardians 3.
Yeah.
It wasn't Guardians 3 revolting through the universe, or you know what I'm saying? It was Guardians 3, this is the end.
Yeah, like what's the name of that celestial that took the Eternals at the end of Eternals? Enoch?
The Erisham.
Erisham.
It's not like they said Guardians 3, they pissed off Erisham.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I got a question for you, Tom. Is you had made when we were doing our show last week about what we wanted to see, you had said that you want him to explain something, show something of the world. How do you feel when inevitably, like I said, this movie had nothing to do with the rest of the MCU?
It had nothing to do with the rest of the MCU, but it did have things in there that you probably didn't even notice that I was like, that's beautiful.
I mean,
one, Howard the Duck playing cards with them.
That was
beautiful. It was one of that was beautiful.
The
when
only overarching MCU thing is Adam Warlock, and
he's got nothing to do with the overall.
But here's the thing, though.
I'll explain that in a bit.
This is what I'm talking about. When they turned around and said, in certain sectors of the universe, different galaxies think he's God because he made them. Right? So that shows us thinking that these other things are gods and they're the big bads where there's more badder than him. Right? But also when they did the trap at the end, he's like, there's a flying dead celestial head coming at us. I don't give a shit. Get the fucking rocket. It was like, yo, you acknowledged. Again, there's a celestial head that's flying at. They're living in a celestial's head. Mm-hmm. So now, at least we know someone knows there's celestials out there. And he didn't give a fuck about them.
Yeah.
I would argue that specific fact was already
No. But this is what I'm saying. For this movie, we're dealing with space shit, and the closest we got to space shit before this movie was the Celestials with the Eternals, and then Thor. And what did he kind of both put them both together, because the God Killer, that sword did decapitate a fucking head of a Celestial. You have a floating Celestial head coming at us, and then you have Celestials that come and took shit. It wasn't like Thor where they just showed them. They never mentioned Celestials in Thor. They just showed them
Yeah.
in the area where all the gods were. You know what I'm saying? So this was one of those, like, all right, there's little details in here that people probably didn't even notice, that I just was like, all right, I get it. I don't have to question
So
nothing.
you didn't need the specific reference to the hand in the middle of the ocean.
No, I would have loved that, but not from him, not from what's his name?
The High Evolutionary.
Yeah, the High Evolutionary. I keep calling him the High Imperium. I don't know why. That's why
I think
he probably would have been the best character to deliver.
You know, the way. So a lot of people are digging this movie. People are loving this movie. A lot of people saying the best movie since Endgame. I don't agree with that. I still put Far From Home there, but that's a whole nother topic. But everyone's blemish, and I guess we're starting the spoiler review here. So warning everybody.
Deal with it.
Yeah. Guardians 3 spoilers coming up. So
we gave you an hour.
Yeah, for real. Everyone keeps saying that the blemish on this movie is Adam Warlock. And I've heard people say that, oh, I didn't like him being a bumbling idiot. And it's like, he wasn't a bumbling idiot. He was young. He was prematurely taken out of his cocoon. But that's a whole other thing. But I feel like that was, I feel like that was James Gunn. Because I agree. I would have loved to see more of him, but like with all of the stuff that was going on and all of the avenues that we were trying to close in this movie and all of the closure that we're trying to get from all of these characters that we've known to love and we've grown with for so long, I feel like he does get outcasted, but like he's put to the back. But I think that was the Marvel check. Hey, introduce somebody for later. I think that was him. He was the introduce somebody for later.
Yeah.
You know something? I honestly think that he was, to go kind of off in that direction, he's the, hey, Dave Bautista doesn't want to play Drax anymore. Here's our new Drax.
Yo, 1,000,000%, Cap. 1,000,000%. And maybe throughout the years he grows and kind of like a Groot. You know, we saw Groot go through many phases of the Guardians, but like I think that was their, hey, this is what we're doing for later. This is the multiverse stuff that, well, not multiverse, but this is the overall arcing MCU shit that we're gonna give you here. It's only this. But so I was thinking, right? Because my biggest beef with Quantumania is that there wasn't enough multiverse shit. I mean, is that there wasn't any at all. But here, there wasn't any multiverse shit. Well, there wasn't any overarching MCU stuff. And I said in Quantumania, I felt like it needed it. This movie didn't need it at all. So is the Marvel formula really a Marvel formula? Can it work every time?
No. Well, I think it's the expectation.
Sure.
When, like I said, when Kevin Feige turns around and goes, Ant-Man kicks off the start of the multiverse saga and the kickoff of Kang and all that, we expect a lot more. But when James Gunn tells us that, hey, this is the last movie I'm making, this finishes out my story, then our expectations of what's in it are drastically different. And we're not worried about, like, unlike Toe, who was, who had his thing, we're not worried about all the extra shit. We just finish your story. Yeah. Cody Rhodes.
I've been saying that though.
I'm an investigative journalist.
I've been saying that, and it's like every movie now in the MCU is compared to Endgame and Infinity War, and it's like, bro, that was 10 years of closure that we got in Endgame. It's a little unfair. It's a little unfair.
Those are the worst two movies to compare anything to.
Right?
The sad part is he's not wrong. That's what everything is like. That's the comparison instantly. Like, it needs this level. It's like it's not gonna be a grand slam every time. We can get a nice double. It's okay.
Yeah, we can hit a double. And bro, let me tell you, I want to do an episode with y'all. I have an idea for an episode. Phase 4 versus phase 1.
Okay. Got you.
I want to do that episode so hard.
Because
I don't know. I feel like phase 4 was better than phase 1.
Yeah,
me personally. And you know what's crazy? How retroactively these movies make other movies seem so great. And it could be in different ways. It could be bad or good. Because Quantumania retroactively, at least to the masses, Quantumania retroactively made Ant-Man 2 look better to some people. Where I was like, whoa, hold your horses, bucko. Ant-Man 1, maybe. Ant-Man 2, no way. Same thing is happening with Guardians.
Well,
I'm seeing posts of people saying, best trilogy. Like, did you guys forget how meh Guardians 2 was? And people are just like, no, best trilogy. This movie proves it all. Marvel has this weird thing about it that these movies, they're never over. Yo, look at how bad Age of Ultron was received. And look at the love that Ultron gets now. It's so hard to review these movies.
Well, so real quick, to go back to your whole comparing to Endgame and Infinity, I don't think it's for me at least, I don't think it's a comparison. I think it's we did this in Endgame, like with Thor. I give so much, it's because literally he grew in Endgame.
Yeah.
And then we see the regression and the growing. So that's the problem. So it's not comparing Love and Thunder to Endgame. It's just like, bro, this is what happened before in your story. You know what I'm saying? So and then like,
but there's so many years of closure. There's so many years to build up to that. Is what I said.
But
I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen in Endgame that we want closure on now. Like, you want to see what happened with the blip. You want a lot more blip stuff.
Just give me all the blip stuff, which is what Captain America 4 is gonna do.
Yeah, you know, and then you know, then you sit there and like, well, now we got the X-Men. How do we get the X-Men involved? You know, you show the
high
multiverse.
That was another subtle nod to the X-Men, because the High Evolutionary, like, he was rocking with Mr. Sinister way back. They studied together, or I think the High Evolutionary dedicated his work to Mr. Sinister. I think they went to similar schools. I'm not sure how that goes, but it was a subtle X-Men nod. Subtle, very subtle.
Yeah. And it's like, so what happens with that, or how do we introduce that? And then, for lack of a better expression, you spit in our face with the fucking
Multiverse of Madness
with the whole, here goes Charles Xavier, here goes Mr. Fantastic.
I get more upset at that every day, too.
You know what I'm saying? Like here goes all the people that you wanted in this movie, and now they're dead. Like, I get it, they're not supposed to live and shit like that, but it would have been better if that universe was an incursion. And they just imploded and they killed the universe. Now all of a sudden we're not gonna get this guy as Reed Richards. We're not gonna get this one as Captain Marvel. You know what I'm saying?
I was upset at that at first, but now I think it's hilarious.
You know who
great troll.
You know who they're saying is gonna be Mr. Fantastic?
Adam Driver.
Yeah, the guy that played Kylo Ren in Star Wars.
Is Adam Driver? That's his name, right? Adam Driver.
I think so. Yeah.
So, and I tell Leia all the time that Animated Times Instagram account be iffy, but I've been hearing a lot of Adam Driver. I've also been hearing Mila Kunis for The Thing, and
I saw that. I was like, how?
There was a female Thing. There was. You're right. But, and you guys know me, I don't care about gender swaps. I don't care about racial swaps. But can we get Ben Grimm first?
Yeah.
It's when someone as accepting as me has an issue with it, it's because it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And you guys know how accepting I am of gender swaps, racial swaps. I'm good with most of it. This doesn't feel genuine.
And especially with now that we're getting a female-dominated MCU.
I mean,
Yo,
I still don't think that's true. There's still
No,
a lot of
I mean-
there's still a lot of male.
No, yeah, but like new characters, right? A lot of them are like new. You know, when with the Hawkeye, there's a female that's gonna take over for him. We got the She-Hulk. There's a
I mean,
female
that-
taking over Hulk.
Comes from the comic.
But then you got Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. What's her name? Phase. Spectrum. You know, and you had the lady. You had Lady Thor. You know, there's a lot of females being introduced here. It's like you don't need to take away the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We could have them. We could have her. We can have her show up later in the movie.
So
I just want. I need a Ben Grimm. I'm sorry. I need a Ben Grimm.
I need a Ben Grimm also.
I'm
attached to the
Okay,
fucking
give
thing.
me the proposal.
So we know in the original one, they all get screwed because they go up into space, they get hit with the fucking cloud,
Sure.
and then out of all the powers, Ben gets screwed with being this fucking rock monster, right? We've seen that already. What if, to endear us even more to Benjamin Grimm, Mila Kunis gets hit and becomes that rock monster first, right? She's not the thing. She's just a rock monster. Maybe she's related to Ben, right? But we come to see how much Ben is empathetic to her, how much Ben is in support of her, and then by the end of that movie,
He takes it from her and her place.
he takes it because Reed can't fucking cure it,
But
but
he
he
can
can move
transfer
it.
it.
And Ben
Okay.
Ben's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll take it because I can
Okay,
take
Cap. You
Now
see?
in
And now
that's
well,
that.
we get the whole
That's that
running.
nuance
Yep.
you're always talking
yes.
about.
Now
which that
fun-
is beautiful.
Now,
That's
fun
beautiful.
fact. There were multiple occasions in the comics where Ben Grimm actually he gave up the thing and decided for the betterment of what the situation was. He became the thing again.
Yeah. So like,
So there is a nod to the comics with that.
that's fine.
Mhm. Yeah.
But to have, and you know what? Cap? I'm willing to put some chips on if they do go the Mila Kunis route, it's because that's gonna happen. Party mix always. Do you like quick question for the panel? Do you guys like the pretzels in the mixes?
Yeah.
You know some people don't like pretzels. I love
Joe
pretzels.
really didn't like the pretzels. He just left after that.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck your party mix."
I love pretzels.
Yo, I for lunch today I had a fucking New York City pretzel.
With some mustard?
No, I don't.
You don't do
put no
mustard?
goddamn mustard.
Okay.
He didn't say Kanish.
Yo, wait. Pretzels are the only there's three things that deserve mustard: hot dogs, pretzels, and knishes.
All right, I'm not a condiment guy. I don't really put condiments on
Yeah.
any of my shit.
Same.
So,
Yeah.
He doesn't wear protection.
Yeah.
you eat your chicken tenders without dipping them in anything?
Yeah,
Yes.
So
What?
you don't dip your chicken tenders in anything?
I put ketchup on it. Like I've tried the honey mustard, but I'm not really a mustard guy.
Well, you Puerto Rican, so ketchup is the thing.
Ketchup is the dipping sauce.
Do you do ketchup mayo?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Ray, you don't like condiments either?
Once in a blue, I'll do barbecue. That's about it.
Okay. So y'all eating wings without blue cheese or ranch?
Oh no, I'm eating blue cheese.
No, I don't eat
The
wings.
only wings I don't eat with any dipping sauce would be the Chinese chicken wings. But then even then, I'll put ketchup on it if it's solo.
I haven't had an official fries and chicken wings with ketchup and hot sauce in 13 years that I've been here. So I get what you're saying. Although I like to put soy sauce and hot sauce on my chicken wings, the Chinese food chicken wings.
Yeah.
But like I'm usually just dipping in ranch. I actually had the ghost pepper wings from Popeyes, which aren't that hot, but they're delicious. The ghost pepper wings made me realize the problem with Popeyes. They're not seasoned as well.
Full of shit.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Like, no.
Yeah.
You New Yorkers hate Popeyes, and it's ridiculous.
Yo,
It's
hold on. Before you go,
ridiculous.
me and Toe bought Popeyes, right? I ordered the spicy strips because I like that shit. He ordered the regular strips. We sat down to eat, and
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
I took a
It's the
bite.
same thing.
Toe took a bite, and we're like, I think we need to
It's
switch.
the same thing. Yeah.
We switched. We took a bite, and we're like, yo, none of this shit has any fucking
It's the
flavor
same
in
thing.
it.
It's the same thing. And to be honest, I've been looking into it. I think Popeyes has everything better going for itself than KFC, except the seasoning.
Yeah.
And the preparation, the sides, I think it's all better in Popeyes except the seasoning. But the ghost pepper wings, if they can do ghost pepper on the chicken, KFC got a problem. I'm man enough to admit that Popeyes is a little weak in the seasoning department. But if they were to ghost pepper the chicken, and you have mild for real and hot for real, KFC may be onto something.
I'll tell you
Popeyes
right
may be
now,
onto something.
KFC has 7 herbs and spices. Popeye's chicken has maybe they looked at salt at some point during the process. They didn't use it, but they looked at it. They know where it was.
You know what the problem with Popeyes is?
That's not real. That's not real.
You know what the problem with Popeyes is?
I mean, I can't take food advice from a chicken wing and tender, from a chicken tenders and French fry person. Cap, I'll take your advice in everything else except food. I can't.
The problem with Popeyes is that when you get it fresh, they took it out the oil and put it in your bag.
Yeah. I mean, I could say the same thing for KFC though.
Yeah, but the difference with the skin soaks that shit up.
Exactly. So that's the thing. If Popeyes had a original recipe, like type of chicken, it'd be great. Because let me tell you something. Popeyes crunchy, crispy is a freaking grease disaster.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's really bad. But when that original recipe is fresh, it hits. I will be honest about that.
Definitely.
And you know what's funny? All my New York friends just cannot do Popeyes. It's got to be a South thing. It got to be. Because no New Yorkers do Popeyes.
Well, think about it this way.
Yeah, at all. No Popeyes.
Think about it this way. When you get KFC, it's an event because there ain't that many KFCs here.
True.
When you get KFC, it's like, oh, yo, it's been a while since I had KFC. When you get Popeyes and it don't taste like KFC, it's like, damn, nigga. It's like, I mean, I got chicken, but for this, I could have went to the Crown Chicken.
Crown is on another level, though. I prefer Crown over KFC.
Crown just be hitting over anything, though, sadly.
The prices, you get a 40 bucket piece of chicken wings for $8.
I love Crown, Kennedy, whatever you want to call it, son. No, but I agree with you guys. I'm telling you, if the ghost pepper wings could be transported onto the chicken of Popeyes, we got a problem. But my favorite, the one thing I wish that Popeyes did have was an original recipe option. I think Popeyes is missing that hard body. Yeah, I agree.
Dude, I work down in 30 Rock right now. And the other day I tried this chicken place that they have in the basement level.
It's like a Kennedy's?
No, it's like a legit chicken place thing. $20 for 3 fucking crispy strips. All I can tell you is they tasted like I wasted money.
Oh, I've had that before.
$20? Wait, $20 for 3 strips and fries?
3 strips, fries, and a fucking bottle of water.
Damn.
Yo,
and they wonder why there's no more mass shootings in New York.
And when he told me the price, I literally recoiled at first and was like,
"You was too late. You didn't want to." Yeah, you was too
That's
late.
when you turn around like, "Wait a minute, how many meals did I buy?"
And you know what's crazy? Like chicken wings they're so expensive nowadays. Like chicken's fine, but chicken wings is a problem.
Yeah, because there's only 2 of them.
Okay, but yeah, I get it. But like,
there's only 2 breasts too. But You get a.
Meanwhile, you still
72
get
There's only
cheap
two
pack of bananas.
drums. There's only
Yeah.
2 drums. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so weird, the chicken wing thing. But the ghost pepper wing is not hot, but it's actually very well seasoned. And remember, we was over here talking, and I was like, "Yo, Bleak, help me out with the whole Popeyes thing." The blackened chicken also very good, but I will concede Popeyes needs to season a little more. I will concede. You
A little more. How about just season?
no. They season down here. I don't know.
Oh well, in New York.
I don't know about New York. I haven't had Popeyes over
Who
there.
runs your Popeyes down there?
What do you mean?
Who's the employees? What ethnicity is running the?
I mean, everything. I mean, yes, it's mostly African Americans.
Okay,
Yes.
here is Muslims.
I mean, they know how to fry chicken, though.
I'm just saying.
Yo, hold on. The Middle East, they're known for their fucking spices and their fucking flavoring.
Yeah, but they're
should
not
be.
known for their Popeyes flavoring.
No,
like White Castle too. Yo, I don't know how you got a slider with 15 fucking pickles on them. I'm just saying.
I saw how they make those little sliders, and it's very interesting. They cook.
It's just
they cook them on the onions. That's crazy. Like
not really, not necessarily.
they cook them on the onions. Like I saw that's how they make them.
That's a little bit like how a Philly cheesesteak is
Exactly, but it's like it still don't be that season. Look, man, when people talk to me about White Castle, I'm like, listen, man, White Castle's a very particular vibe.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah.
2 a.m,
You
hungry
don't-
out your mind.
You don't crave White Castle. You get it because you're hungry and broke.
Yeah.
That's not true. I crave.
Well,
White
the only
Castle.
thing I crave in White Castle would be the onion rings.
The chicken rings ain't bad either.
They're not.
Yeah, I was
they're
gonna
not-
say those
they're not
chicken
bad.
rings are
Chicken
good.
rings, they're not terrible. The barbecue chicken rings are kind of
Oh, can I just have a public service announcement, please?
absolutely.
I need someone from the offices of Burger King. Please. I need you to listen to this statement.
Oh, here we go.
When you make a fucking Whopper, a double Whopper, or any fucking burger, you have your meat. Don't put pickles and then all the ketchup on the pickles. Because what happens if I don't like pickles?
So-
Not only am I digging out pickles, but I'm taking the ketchup off the burger too.
So
Like, what the fuck? I gotta rub the pickles on the burger to get the ketchup, and now there's no point for me to take the fucking pickles off the burger.
Yo, Burger King does do that a lot, bro. You're 1,000,000% right on that. Okay, so question. Do you prefer the ketchup on the meat patty or on the bread?
On the meat patty.
I
Put it
prefer
on
it
the
on
meat
the bread.
patty.
I prefer it on the bread.
It's not a sandwich. It's not a burger unless the shit is squeezing out the back.
Yo, so you know what else I noticed? Why Burger King got the thickest pieces of lettuce I've ever seen in my life. Your burger be like this, but the meat patties are like thin.
Yeah, and they're wide too. Like they make a pancake of the fucking burger. It's like you got a wide ass, thin ass.
Son, that's so
yeah.
funny you said that. They do put it on the pickles and the onions. It's like that's the last thing they sprinkle on before they put the bread.
And another thing, yo, the Whoppers do not come with cheese. They ask you if you want cheese on it.
I'm okay with
the
that,
pictures,
though.
No, but the pictures don't have cheese on them.
They
So
don't.
when you buy a Whopper, there should not be any cheese unless you specify you want
There
cheese on it.
should not be
The
cheese.
last time I got a fucking Whopper, I had meat, cheese, pickles, ketchup. Now, I'm taking off the pickles and the ketchup, and when I have to eat the cheese, the ketchup's the only thing that's saving me from that all cheese sandwich that I'm eating now. And now I'm eating a fucking greasy cheese sandwich.
Cheese, yo, the double Whopper is the Whopper as a whole is the only burger I eat without cheese. Any other burger, give me cheese, but for some reason, and I think I know
You
what it
need
is.
12 slices of cheese to fucking cover it.
I think I know what it is.
What is
When I was young, early 90s, maybe early to mid 90s. My father and I used to go to a chiropractor. So my dad had serious back issues, and I also had them at an early age. I had really bad back issues. So, and I told this story here before. My dad and I, we would go to our chiropractor in West 4th. We take the whole trip. It was just me and him. Mom wasn't coming. My brothers wasn't coming. It was just me and Pop. Only us. So we would go to the chiropractor, which is on West 4th, and then we would walk up the block. It was that Burger King by the A train. It was, I don't really remember that well.
Okay.
But that Burger King, we would go in, we would stop in there, and we would get a Burger King meal. So it was just me and Dad. But we didn't have no money for that extra cheese. So I just got used to Whoppers like that. I remember asking my dad, yo, can I have cheese? No, you can just have the Whopper. That was back when a double Whopper was like $4.95. My dad would feed us both with, I don't even think the whole 10.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was the whole 10 for both of us. Maybe like $9.67 for 2 meals. Ridiculous. But yeah, that's what, and I kind of just got used to the Whopper without cheese. Don't put cheese on my Whopper. It's the only burger I don't want cheese on.
There's only 2 burgers that I eat with the cheese, and the McDonald's cheeseburger, the little shit that they give you.
I mean, you got to put something in there.
Yeah. No, that ass.
You need to occupy space on that.
Yeah, basically.
Because that's a cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
And the Big Mac. I've never said no cheese on the Big Mac. I don't know how that would taste. Because I think the mac sauce and the cheese complement each other.
Exactly. I can't fathom a Big Mac without cheese.
Yeah, I can't either. I think my brain would explode.
And this is actually a great way to start going into the actual review.
That's right.
After a nice food talk.
That's right. So, Ray, since you're our guest,
yes,
why don't you enlighten us with what your thoughts were? Because he saw it on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you go to, like a really nice theater or like a ghetto one?
No, it was a nice theater. Reclined seats.
So people weren't screaming and clapping?
No, sadly not.
No, that's fine. That's how I like to watch my Marvel movies the first time. Second time we could do all the clappity clap.
I had a ghetto moment in that movie though.
You really was like, bitch, get out the room.
No. When Drax threw Adam Warlock, I was like, okay, Drax.
I had a moment like that where dang, I just thought about it earlier too, that I was actually my moment like that was when the High Evolutionary first showed Rocket looking at the first creature that he made. I said dumb loud. I was like, he just made a Ninja Turtle. Yeah.
Yo, I did the same shit.
That was my moment. But I was in a real bougie theater, so no one laughed. Or maybe it just wasn't that funny. But I thought that was a legit Ninja Turtle. He made Slash.
Yeah. It was like,
Yeah,
so
he
this
made
is how the
Slash.
turtles were made.
Which is cool. But I got a potty break. I'll be right back.
But go ahead, Ray. While Cabs is out, give us your synopsis.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. I thought this was, I still say it's the perfect tie-in movie. Like, it had everything of like perfect ending to the story. My only gripe was the one we mentioned earlier, Adam Warlock being kind of foolish, but I guess the excuse is him being young. It's like, okay, we'll see growth hopefully in the future. That was legit my only issue with the film. Everything else, the emotion with it was great. Getting to see the team one last time. And this was just a Rocket movie too, though. This was, we have to save Rocket.
Yeah.
But film was great overall with everything else in it.
No, you heard my shit in the beginning, but yeah, it was definitely a Rocket movie.
Yeah.
And you see the range in their acting skills.
We finally got more than one line from Vin Diesel.
Right? Yeah.
We finally got him to say something else. Which now the theory is just because of how many years we've seen them together, we finally understand Groot. It wasn't Groot saying something else. It's just like now we understand Groot.
That's not the theory. That's the actuality. That's what James Gunn was going for. Is in that moment we finally understood what he was saying.
Oh, was that confirmed? Because I only heard like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that makes
No,
sense.
that's confirmed.
That's great then.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I did pop for. I was like, "Oh shit, he spoke English," and then Cap turned around, and was like, "No, we understand." I was like, "All right, that makes more sense."
Yeah, it made more sense because at first I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, Groot finally knows how to say something else. I was like, they couldn't just let Vin Diesel say family though, right?
Nah,
Just for the
That
time.
would have been great.
No,
But
so
wait,
the-
wait. Like, I'm sorry to just barge in here, but like the way that I read that and the way everyone's reading that is that we are part of the Guardians now, so we can understand Groot.
Yeah, that's the intent.
Okay. Because
Preceding that,
even Gamora started understanding him.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was funny because
That's
she
the
was like, "You guys are just making up what he says, right?" Which I
Yeah.
thought was extremely funny for her to say. But yeah, okay.
yeah,
I thought I was because that's been the consensus. We're part of the family now, so we could understand.
No, yeah. Because the way it cues up is when the minute Gamora understands what he's saying, that's the cue to you have to earn your way in.
Yes.
And we finally earned our way in as an audience, and we heard what he said. We
It
understood.
took her a
it.
lot shorter
Now, I don't
time than
think-
we did. But okay.
I don't think we're gonna understand him.
No.
and she's from a
Ever
branch.
again. That's it.
No,
It was just that one moment.
That
She's
moment.
because more is from a branch timeline.
No.
Don't do this here.
Here we go again.
Don't do
Oh.
this here.
By the way, we got 3 people who saw the film here, and then the movie confirmed exactly what I
Yep.
said on last week's show,
Yep.
that she's from the past, not an alternate, not a fucking new, not a variant, the past.
Well,
is
they
what
didn't
Toe
get
says
the
as
they
we
didn't get
know
the
it.
theory of space travel of time travel like fucking everybody else did. You notice the only person that didn't corroborate the story was the genius in the fucking movie Rocket, right?
What?
Dude,
He was
dying on
dead.
the
He was
table.
dying.
Yeah, but if he would have turned around and said, "Oh, we got Gamora from the past," I'd have been like, "All right."
So
Someone
that
with
means
my intellect.
we don't have to say that.
Yo,
That's Gamora from the past.
Time out.
No, that's
For
Gamora
a
from
man
a
who
fucking
fucking
branch
argued with me
timeline,
that he
a
wants
past
the
branch
movie-
timeline.
Yo, for a man who argued with me that he wants the movie to tell him specific shit, when they told him the specific
That
shit,
was a
he don't want to
contest.
hear it now.
But what else specifically did they say? Nebula said you're leaving out a lot of key factors, but that's the gist of it.
Dude,
For-
that
for
wasn't
simple-minded
one of the key
motherfuckers.
factors. She left out the
She's
crazy
from the
part.
past, but
So,
for
so,
intellectual
so,
brain
listen,
masses,
so I understand that you
she's
are
from a branch timeline.
I understand that you're the type of guy that's gonna die on his own hill, and I respect that. I'm the same way. Eternals is an 8 out of 10. Okay, I'm the same. I'm the same way. But she came with Thanos from 2014 back in Endgame. Like that's all you need. She came from the Thanos timeline and just continued. Like she was pulled from 2014 to 2023, and she continued her life after that.
Yep.
There's no other dimensions or anything like that. She was literally pulled
Okay.
from that
Like,
timeline.
Toe, we
Now-
I
saw
love
this
you.
on
And
film.
I love
Did you
it.
see
happened.
last week?
And
Yo,
I-
did you
and
see
I
last
want-
week's
I did
episode,
not, I
Kev?
did not, and I'm
Okay,
gonna go
so-
back and watch.
So let me explain my theory, right? Because for not knowing her name, the fucking Sorcerer
Nebula.
Supreme
Okay.
from the Avengers 1,
The ancient one.
the ancient one, told Bruce Banner, if you take the Infinity Stone from our timeline, it will set off a branch timeline which can have unfathomable shits to it.
If you
Right?
go back to the
Yeah, so once you do that, it's gonna branch off. And then Bruce goes, yes, but if we bring the stone back to the same exact moment we took it, that timeline wouldn't exist. So here's the thing, right? Now that theory is also for anything you take from that timeline. Not just the stones, so if you disrupt the timeline for that shit, you're fucking shit up. Now, what happened? They took the stone, so it started the branch. Nebula got fricasseed and stayed there. And she connected with old Nebula. And
they
found
never put Gamora back though. She just stayed in 2023.
But
they
look,
didn't take her back.
Okay.
so
Yeah.
So I know the branch starts after they. So here's the thing: they
Correct.
take everything, and everything's the same because all of that was taken in 2014. We didn't have an Infinity
Then-
Stone in 2014. We didn't have Gamora
hold
in
on.
2014. The first.
They never took.
Hold on, no. Let me say what you're gonna say. This is exactly what Cap's saying. The Guardians of the Galaxy 1 never happened. They only called this Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so no one gets confused. This is Guardians of the Galaxy. Actually, this is the first Guardians of the Galaxy because Gamora was in part 1 and 2.
It happened.
No, because Gamora was in part 1 and 2.
Wait, no.
If she's taken out of 2014,
you're missing
she's no longer in
Vin.
part 1 and 2.
Vin, you're missing something.
Am I bugging or what?
No.
Because Cabs, let me ask you a question. If someone comes from the future and brings you to the future, right, and you never come back to the past, you're no longer here.
Dude, but they explained that the events still happen the same way.
When did they explain that?
Never changes. Hulk. The Hulk said that you can't change the past.
He just said
He
just said that when you go in the past, that's your new future.
Yeah.
So
meaning
when
every event that led up to that is now your past.
So Gamora is living in her future, and now her new future is in 2022.
No. All right.
So wait, you're telling me that she went to the future and still lived in the same fucking timeline? She is in two places at once where they literally said one thing can't.
Wait. So all those events still happened, but
remember science.
Without her there.
But remember, then they would have no memory of her.
No, hold on.
Peter Quill would have no memory of her.
Of course, wait. He doesn't need. He doesn't need memory of her.
Yeah, all the events still happen the same way for two reasons. One, Cap put the stone back, so that line continued on as normal.
What I'm saying is,
right now, hold on. The thing you're missing, Toe, is you say when they take the stone, they create a branch, right? That's when you take the stone out of the timeline it's in.
Okay, so
they don't do that until they come back and Thanos comes back with them.
I get it. I'm completely wrong. But now, no. I get it. I'm completely wrong. No, listen. I understand you, Cap, and I know you're frustrated because I'm not wrong, but it's because I'm saying I'm wrong.
Listening.
No, I am listening. But
listen,
again,
I'm here. We can't have you guys arguing like this. I'm here
but the thing is, this is. Listen, Cabs, I understand it. What Cap's saying is very, very convincing. And I agree with him 100%. The problem is we're not having the same argument. He's winning the argument he's having. And I'm not. No, listen, what I'm saying
is that they took the stone and made a branch. But they didn't take the branch doesn't start until they take the stone out of that timeline.
Okay, all right, cool. You're right.
Did you guys do this last episode?
Yes. But listen to this, Cabs. Now, Cabs, the question is this, Cabs. The question is this, and I said this 3 times during. No, I said this comment 3 times during the fact that Cap got extremely mad that he knows I'm right. You're telling me
you're such an asshole about it.
No, because listen to this. You're telling me that there's a Gamora that went to the future and is living the exact same Gamora is living in 2022 and 2014, 15, 16, 17 at the same time.
I'm going to tell you this.
At the same time, because you took Gamora out of the past. So she can't live in the past while she's in the future.
So listen, I'm going to tell you like this.
Am I bugging?
I feel like
the science not work.
Listen, you both are making good points, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like when you put an overpowered hero versus an overpowered hero. Whoever wins is who the writer decides. Okay? So this is the same situation. Let's move forward. Ray, I wasn't here. And the minute I left, this happens. The minute I left. So Ray, because I wasn't here, I want you to explain to me what you thought about the movie.
I'm just fucking saying.
You guys can talk about that in your house. Don't kill each other. All right. But Ray, tell me what you thought about the movie.
It's like saying if I went to fucking Jersey right now and that means I'm in Jersey but still sitting in this seat doing the podcast. Don't make sense.
Regardless,
the movie even explains this. That's the thing. Like she says she didn't live through those things. Because it's that one particular Gamora. She's just from 2014. There's still a Gamora in 2015, 16. There's
and what Gamora is that?
Ours.
So wait, so okay, so this Gamora that's from the past has another
It's a
Gamora.
different-
Is a different Gamora
but
from the
not
past.
from a different timeline.
So how do you?
Not from a
Okay,
different
all right.
universe.
So Gamora had a twin.
I was so close.
All right,
I was so
go
close.
ahead, Ray.
Yeah. Let's move
No.
on.
We're just gonna
Listen, tell me how I'm bugging.
I mean,
But the movie just fucking said that she's from the past, not an alternate
like,
person,
listen,
not
listen,
a different.
you gotta
fucking
listen to
thing
the movie.
from the
Hey,
past.
look, I'll tell you this. So you do have a thing where you necessarily might not have a problem with the movie, but the way it's written, you've shown us this before. So that's what the movie said. We're going with that. And let's look, if you want to have another episode about this, we can. But I really want to hear Ray's thoughts on the movie. These guys are going to kill each other. We got to run this podcast forever because the minute we turn it off, they're going to. I fucking told you.
The minute this ends, that's it.
Yeah.
We're
We
never
gotta-
seeing another
we're trapped. We're trapped here forever.
Why is Lay not here when we're having discussions?
Lay
Because
needs
Lay's
to
the
be
only
here
one
for
that
sure.
understands logic.
That needs to be.
Yo, but we saw Cap fight Cap, so we know that there could be two versions
Yeah, a
at the same
future
time
and a past.
existing.
The Cap that fought the past Cap was from the future. Was from our
So
timeline.
let me try.
And guess
All
what?
right.
And that Cap still did all the shit.
Yeah,
he
but
did
when
leading
Cap
up to
was
our Cap.
frozen in the water, he didn't have a fucking alternate fucking
here's-
Cap
so
running
here's-
around in the 50s.
Here's the thing, Toe. I'm gonna try because we're not gonna move on. So 2023, 2014, right? Okay. So 2014 to 2023, okay? When we went back to get Gamora here, that doesn't mean that all of this didn't happen. It still happened.
Wait. All of this is before what we took
No,
her or after we took
Check
it?
this out. 2023, 2014.
Okay.
Okay? It's a little difficult because you're getting the mirror. Hold on. 2023. I fucking mirrored the camera.
It made it worse.
2023.
He made it worse.
2014. Okay?
He made it worse.
I made it better for myself. 2023, 2014. Okay? So 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, and all of that, right? When we went back to get Gamora in 2014, that doesn't mean that all of this didn't happen.
Okay.
It still happened.
So,
We
but
just
here's
went back here to get her.
Here's the thing.
So I get where you're coming from. So you're like, okay, so if we got
No.
Gamora from back then, where the fuck was she for all of the stuff that happened
No.
in between? It already
So-
happened.
But this is what I'm saying. Right? So they get the time stone, right? They get the time stone. They alter time. Now from that point is a new future for that time stone because it touched different hands in that timeline, right? So now all of this stuff happens that leads up to that. All that stuff happens that leads up to that. Thanos and Gamora come to the future. When Cap puts the time stone back, all the timeline, it stays the way it was, right? I get that.
Yes.
That's how she stood in the past. But now you're forgetting that timeline that was changed because now this person had it when he didn't have it in the original timeline. That Thanos and Gamora is in the fucking future now.
Okay,
They're not the
this
same
is where
fucking Gamora. They're from now an altered timeline because wait, no, let me finish. Because I love you're gonna argue a nuance thing I said, and then you're gonna make everybody think that I'm wrong.
No,
no.
confused.
Let me
Wait,
finish.
all right.
Let me finish. Now, what did Bruce Banner say? If you go back in time, you're not changing your past because when you go back in time, that's your new future.
Yeah.
So Gamora, from that moment, didn't live her future. Her new future was in 2022, and that's a different Gamora than the one that is living out in the rest of the fucking space, thus making another timeline of Gamora.
I mean, maybe in the future we'll see something like that. Maybe if they want to get cute. I think okay, we're gonna finish it like this. If MCU wants to get cute, they can do what you're saying. They can. But what the movie is explaining is that life happened and they just grabbed Gamora from
Yo,
here.
the same way
That's
that
all
they
they're saying.
pruned
That's all they're
the
saying.
same way that they pruned Sylvie's timeline and she survived out of the timeline is the same way Gamora is living out of the timeline when Captain America bring the stone back. But she's an alternate
But
timeline
everything still
because
happened.
Okay.
he didn't prune the actual timeline. He pruned the timeline that branched off after he took the stone.
Yeah. So yes,
So she's
here's the
from
thing,
that
though.
timeline that branched off after
Wait.
she took the stone.
But the one thing you're getting confused is the Ancient One said when you take the stone, not if I go back and touch the stone. When I take that stone from that place in time and bring it to my time, then the timeline goes.
It's when you move
But
it.
Thanos and Gamora came at the same time.
They didn't do anything.
So they didn't make it to the branch off.
Exactly. They didn't move anywhere.
That's where you're getting
Yeah.
confused.
The only time they moved is when Gamora got moved to 2023. There was no other, like, it was just, and look, you know what's funny, Toe? In a weird way, there is a level of ambiguity here where if you wanted to, you can get cute with that. You can. But the way the movie explained it is the way we're going to go with it. Whether you like it or not, that's how we got to go with it.
But, dude, you also got to remember people who don't have that level of the intellect to understand that shit are the ones explaining it to you. So they're giving you the gist of it. That's like someone that doesn't know computers is trying to explain what RAM does to you. Where then you got that one nerd in the back like, well, I mean, technically that's what it does, but that's not really what it does.
So are you the one saying what RAM does, or are you the nerd?
I feel like I'm the nerd.
But again, your branch doesn't happen until Rhodey comes back to that endgame point. But Thanos and Gamora also came with him.
Yeah.
So they never made it to that branch timeline because the branch doesn't start when Rhodey touches the stone. It starts when they take it out of the past.
But the minute they changed,
that's not what you said.
It doesn't matter
when you remove it from that point in time.
So
then the branch starts.
Okay, so here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, though.
We're done. He just showed enough to you. He just showed enough to you.
Listen, but the thing. All right, I get it. On this show, on all the shows, Toe has to be the idiot, and I get it. No, I listen. I play the fool. That's fine. I accept it.
You can play the fool, but don't play the victim.
But no, I'm not playing the victim.
You say some real smart shit.
No, but the thing is, it's like the fucking fact is, the branch didn't start until Rhodey bring back the time stone. 12 seconds after they fucking bring back the time stone, Thanos and Gamora came from the fucking past to the future because of Nebula. They were branched out of their timeline because that never happened in the original timeline. Can we not agree that that's a branch now?
But
is that not a branch?
The branch takes place once Thanos is removed. Yeah.
And guess who came with Thanos? Gamora.
They're not from that. They're not from the shit that happened off screen.
What are you talking about? They had a war. The 2014 version of Gamora and Thanos had a war with the 2022 version of Captain America and Thor.
Yes.
Did we not see
Rhodey.
that?
Yes.
They came back
now,
with Rhodey.
I don't know about you
Nebula.
guys, but that never happened before in 2014.
Yeah, but
that's a branch timeline.
To us.
But exactly.
Not
it's
the branch.
to us. Yeah.
The past of us, not a branch of us.
Bro, you changed Gamora's future. It now
But
is
the
a
movie
branch
just told
timeline
you.
of her.
The movie told you that it's the past.
You got,
and we're explaining why it's the past.
Yeah, but the movie also said when you travel back in time, that is now your future.
That's Gamora's future. We're not debating of whether Gamora's different or not. We know she's different.
I'm saying she came from a branch timeline because they changed it back to where it was.
So
she's out of time.
Here's the real question: what is it?
Out of time is not a branch time. He's not from a branch timeline.
Cap is missing time. He didn't move to the.
He's literally called the man out of time.
Yeah, because he was frozen for 50 years. He didn't just jump through a portal and go 50 years into the future.
So what are you trying to prove here, Toad? What is your thesis?
That this is a Gamora from a branch timeline.
Okay.
That's living in the future. And that's why she's different from the Gamora that happened there. She even looks fucking different.
I don't think she acts different.
The facial, her face is like
Well, it's because she's a scavenger now, so it's like it's different
no, but
features and all that.
you know what I'm saying? Like this is a completely different version because around that time, Gamora was already hiding the fact that she knew where the Soul Stone was from Thanos because we already saw it in Endgame. She was hiding the fact she found out where the Soul Stone was. She was trying to get the Power Stone to keep that away from Thanos also. And instantly she teamed up with the Guardians when they found out to go stop Thanos from killing all these people. And she was trying to change Gamora for the better.
So what you're saying,
Nebula, Gamora was not doing that.
She was kind of mean.
No, because this Gamora came from before she met, before that point that we saw her. Before she tried to turn on Thanos. That's where this
was
Gamora
already
came from.
All right. We're not going to agree here. So, Ray, I'm going to ask you again. What did you think of the movie?
Here we go. So back to the review now.
Yo, I like Ray. Ray, you got to come through more often, bro. I like Ray, son. Ray, you got to come through more often.
Yo, I swear to God, I'm going to get fucking Kevin Feige in this fucking show.
Call him. No, you need to call Kevin. He's going to have the answer. K.E. Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
Yo, Toad's about to put all of us through tables after this episode.
Yeah.
My bad for
Kevin Feige. We need you to fucking come on this show because I swear to fucking God.
Okay, so back to like I was saying.
Greg says one of my high school friends was an extra and her makeup crew. Hey, that's what's up.
Wow. Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. Who is Greg Pingu?
He's a Facebook viewer. He's Loki, and if he's on his YouTube
okay,
channel.
Yes. What's up, kid? Thanks for coming through. All right, I have been asking for the last 20 minutes to hear Ray's review on the movie, and I need you guys to just be quiet and let me talk.
Yeah, there we go. So, like I said earlier, I really enjoyed the film.
Yes,
I really enjoyed. I love the perfect tie-in. I feel like this was the perfect end story here of the Guardians series here. I will say that was my only gripe was what we talked about earlier of Adam Warlock being kind of foolish here. Mm-hmm. But I get we might see finally the evolution of him throughout the next set of films or wherever we get to see that set of the Guardians again.
Sure.
Other than that, nice tie-in with the emotion. This became a Rocket movie, I feel like, though. This was the Rocket story here. We now get him as a leader. We get the origin. We get all that. And like I said at the beginning of this, justice for Lila, though. Those animals had me crying.
Yo, whenever you put animals in a movie like that, it's just rough. And remember, we come from a time where animals were everywhere. Air Bud, look who's talking now. Like, we just come from that era. And I remember Cujo was a menace.
Yeah.
But he was still an animal. And I remember thinking to myself, looking at the screen like, bro, why are these CG animals making me feel things? like
that heaven scene had me. I was done. I started crying instantly when she said, "It's not yet." Like,
yeah, like you need to go back. I was like, "Yo, what?" And like, what? And it's like it's not just animals. It's these weird, like stitched together kind of, genetic experiments. And I'm like, bro, shout out to Floor, by the way. Shout out to Floor.
Yeah.
And Teeth. You know, it's funny because Lila is from the comics. That is Rocket's wife. Obviously, there's a couple differences here, which makes sense. But I was like, yo, why am I so invested in this?
Yeah.
It was and obviously I want, so I see online a lot of people that for the animals, like, yo, I eat meat. I can't be like, oh, save the animals when I eat chickens. It feels contradictory. But obviously, I have a point. Dogs shouldn't be eaten. Cats shouldn't be eaten. And I mean, I've been eating Chinese food all my life, so that's what they say. I don't believe that stuff. But whatever you want to say. The point is that like I don't want to come off as some like, like say I don't want to come off like some vegan or whatever. Like I eat animals.
Yeah.
But I think animals should also be treated well. Even I know that's very contradictory. I get that. But I was like, bro, fuck, why are these animals making me feel so much things? And is it good writing?
Yeah, it's given time for them characters to grab you emotionally.
Yeah. They gave us a lot of time with that. It's
They
like,
give us a lot of time with the crew, yes.
Yeah.
Give us a lot of time with them. And maybe some of that time could have gone to Adam Warlock.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is though? That crew was used to show why Rocket is the way it is.
I knew they were dead the entire time.
Yeah.
I said it in my head. Once I saw all of them, I was like, oh man, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
But it still hurt how they died.
Yeah. And now you know why Rocket doesn't get close to people, because he's the reason why his original family is dead.
And to be honest, there were so much moments in that movie that got me a little teary that I can't really remember them all.
Yeah.
As much as I laughed in this movie, I was also like, trying to stick cool. I got a girl next to me. I'm like,
yeah. Yo, you know what caught me? You know what really caught me? 2 scenes when Mantis said, I don't care that he's stupid.
Yes.
And Drax turns around and goes, you think I'm stupid? And she touches him and goes, you don't remember that.
Yeah.
That in my head, I was like, wow.
After her saying that she doesn't like doing that to her friends.
Yeah. And in my head, I was like, wow. Because in all honesty, that's the only thing she could have did. That would have been the kindest thing she did for Drax.
Yep.
And I love Mantis in this movie.
Yeah.
I think Mantis is an MVP standout character.
And also,
we always thought like Quill was the leader and Rocket and Groot were kind of the glue.
Yeah.
I felt like Mantis was the glue here. It was her job to show everyone how important everyone is in this group. And I love what she told Nebula. It's like, yo, all you're worried about is people's imperfections. Like, we're the Guardians of the Galaxy. Our imperfections make us.
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny because Nebula called her and Drax Bug and Idiot. And that's just like kind of like Nebula's thing. That's how she deals. This lady Nebula has gone through so much.
Yeah,
the poor girl.
Yeah, but she also admitted that whatever they did to Rocket it didn't even compare. Like what happened to her didn't compare what they did to Rocket.
Yeah, like that's the scene that really got me when they're all just laying around seeing the hologram of what happened to Rocket, and all of these people who've gone through their own trauma can't take that. I was like, yeah, that was rough.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Yo, I don't know how y'all felt, but the scene where Drax started talking to the kids and he spoke their language and started dancing for him, for some reason in my head I was like, damn, son, Batista like really fucking turned it up here.
Can we?
Yeah, his range in this was great.
Can we just admire Batista? Like, you know what's funny? Drax was the saddest character, Greg. One of them at least. I went to watch I don't know, I got on a real like cyberpunk theme kind of weekend. And I watched the original Blade Runner, and then I watched Blade Runner 2049. And although Batista wasn't around for a while, when he says, you don't believe me because you've never seen a miracle. Yo, I'm sorry, but Batista is on another level now. You remember how we used to say that Batista was a good actor for a wrestler? Yeah, we don't say that anymore. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Facts.
And
yo,
good. If you haven't seen Knock at the Cabin,
okay, I thought you were going to talk about.
Watch it.
I thought you were going to talk about Dune. He's also pretty good in Dune.
Well, Knock at the Cabin is probably his best acting performance.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, I keep needing to see that. I gotta watch that.
10 out of 10.
Just because it's Batista, I need to.
Yeah.
God, Batista.
It's on Peacock,
You guys remember when we were doing our top 10 moments in the MCU? I think number 8 or 7, we just gave it to Drax.
Yes.
Remember that, right?
Yep.
We not just here talking shit, trying to be with the crowd.
Yeah.
We've been on Drax.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yo, so real quick, I was Cap. You forgot one of the garbage bags. So I was throwing out one of the garbage bags while you was talking about the whole Adam Warlock thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we not remember that is it his species?
Yeah, the gold people.
Yeah, they're not intellectual. Like they're not the smartest species in the world. Like the people that were going after him were dumb when they were flying those spaceships.
They were.
Saying? So it's not like Adam Warlock has an intelligent species to build off of anyway.
Well, I mean,
he was a child.
No, yeah,
he was a child, but he didn't have the smartest people around him.
I agree with you. Like the comments about him being dumb or stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah.
My problem with him wasn't that he was like that. My problem with him was that he just wasn't around for a while. That was James Gunn checking the MCU box. Hey, did you like someone called James Gunn and were like, "Yo, did you put some Adam Warlock in there?" And he said,
it was just like, hey, so who'd you introduce in this film?
Yeah,
that was it.
Exactly.
It was one of those. Which that leads the question now: did we even need him in this film? Honestly,
we didn't.
But he's the inciting incident.
But exactly.
So
I'm not even gonna. I don't even need to say anything more after that.
So you know what the crazy shit was? He actually saved a scene from James Gunn. All right, so one of the crazy stories is that Gamora was originally supposed to die in Guardians 2. But because of the way the story went, they went with Yondu.
Yeah, they killed her anyways. They killed
her but they went with Yondu because of the whole father thing, right?
Yep.
So when the Russo brothers asked James Gunn, "Can we kill off Gamora?" This is the story. He goes, "You're doing me a favor because I was gonna kill off Gamora in part 2 to show the growth of Peter and do that story. So now it's like you kill her off and we have a different one, and he can still tell that story he wants to tell from part 2." Now, Adam Warlock, being at the end saving Peter Quill, protects Gamora having to save Peter the same way he saved her in part 1.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, "Yo, this is part 1 all over again, but in reverse."
I thought Quill was done. They got me.
I thought so too. I was like,
and it's funny. They did that with Rocket. They did it with Quill, and I knew with Rocket it wasn't gonna happen. But with Quill, I was like, "Oh shit, they're doing this."
Yeah.
And then you have,
I almost thought we were losing Drax that one scene though. When he gets shot twice, I'm like,
yeah,
that's it. Okay.
In that space station that looks like the inside of someone's asshole.
Yes, the anus.
At one point, I just called it the balls planet. I was
This is it was legit a planet made out of tissue. That was like its whole thing.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, guys, you guys did great. I didn't need all of that. I didn't need any of that.
But it still had a better place in the fucking Paint universe.
Oh, we don't talk about the Paint universe.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know about you guys, but I was in the theater legit when Peter was trying to run out. I was legit like, all right, Adam, this is your chance to fucking go grab him. This is your chance to redeem yourself.
I did not get that.
Yeah, he needed his avenging moment here. Like, do something.
I was like that. I was thinking that the whole time because, like I said, he's the inciting incident. He's the one who injured Rocket to the point where they had to go do all this to try to bring him back.
Yes, it was.
Now, to your point, could any character in the world have done that?
Yeah, but not in that movie.
So they introduced him. Yeah. They teased him in the second one.
Yeah, it needed to happen.
No, but also now it gives you also a blank canvas, because when you have somebody that's intelligent and rageful, it's very hard to steer them to your side unless they're tricked, right? Now this one, he was stupid, but he was doing everything for his mother. His mother dies now, and now it's like, wait a minute, you killed my fucking mother, you didn't care. So he's confused, and then they show compassion to him. It's like, wait, are you the good guys?
Because that's what the Guardians do. Yeah. They accept you with all of your bullshit. That is literally the Guardians. Yeah. Yo, whatever you got going on, it's fine over here, fam. Just come through. Yeah. And I don't want to call them stupid. I want to call them naive. He was
He's
a
a
kid.
baby.
He's
Yeah.
a baby. They pulled him out early. The whole thing was like, hey, show him we mean business. And he just like fries him. You remember that scene? And he actually says it. He was like, yo, that felt kind of bad. Like he had a moment of humanity.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, that
Especially with
shit.
the pet. He was like, yeah, I don't like this feeling.
Yeah,
Well,
he's like, yo, that was not cool. I don't like that. So we saw him growing, and like, look, I am okay with Adam Warlock. I just maybe wanted to see him a little more, which is unfair. There were so many avenues to close in this movie, so maybe asking for a little more Adam Warlock was a little messed up. But
Yeah.
it's fine. I like. People did not like, and I know a lot of people dislike the Adam Warlock thing. I'm all right with it. Instead of taking 1 point off for that, I could take 0.5 for Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. To be honest with you, I didn't really give a shit because I wanted to see the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Facts.
You know,
When I
is
saw
their story.
Warlock, I was like, okay, this is James Gunn checking the boxes.
Because I would
that's what it felt.
I would rather Warlock be a quote unquote waste of a character and it be about the Guardians than this be a fucking Warlock movie and the Guardians were waste of characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Especially when this
You know,
is the tie-in film. Like,
Yeah.
So we heard from Ray, and we've been talking for a minute. So you said something, George De Jesus. I love this movie. It was a great movie.
Yes.
And the High Evolutionary should be the main bad guy for Phase 5. I'm gonna talk about the High Evolutionary because I loved the High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know why. But Toe, what did you think about the movie overall?
Yo, all right. So you already know. I think Guardians 1 was a perfect movie.
Almost perfect.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, like the closest you get into a perfect movie.
You get to perfect.
I think 3.
This almost got there.
Yeah, I think 3 is right on level of 1.
I would put this as almost perfect as well.
Yeah, you know, because 1, you see how I say that you have to explain things.
Yeah.
And I want the movie to explain it, but not people on the side. Like, they didn't necessarily say Rocket is an asshole and pushes people away because he got his family killed, but they showed that.
Yeah.
They showed also that Rocket is a fucking genius.
Yes.
Like
he always has been.
Yeah.
We
like
just never paid attention.
In Endgame, they showed he was smart enough to hang with Bruce Banner and Tony Stark.
Yes.
Because of his he can build shit. This movie showed he's a fucking genius.
He was the perfect creation.
Yes. And
he was able to think by himself without the High Evolutionary.
And if you think about this, right? You have Rocket, who is pretty much like the father of Groot, right?
The guardian of Groot.
The guardian of Groot. And Peter Quill and Gamora were like the brother and sister of the group.
Yes.
Drax is saying he's like the best friend of Peter Quill.
The uncle.
Yeah, he's that deal there.
The best way that Nebula fit in was she was kind of like the mother. And she kind of treated everyone like a mom that didn't know she was the mom to the group. She's like, yo, you're just stupid. Like, she wanted Drax to not be stupid because she's like, you're better than, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
And then you
yes.
see the growth.
Yeah, you see
love. You see the growth.
Which is what she was used to her whole life.
Yeah. So you see her, like, every single character in this movie grew. You see her grow and realize, like, wait a minute. Drax isn't a war. He's a father.
Yes.
He's been a father this whole time. He's been avenging.
I love that she said that.
He's been avenging his family since part 1.
Yeah, literally. It was right in our face the entire time.
Yep.
And then, like they said, Gamora's been looking for a family. In part 1 and Endgame and part 2, what does she want? To be sisters with Nebula. And Nebula hated her because she was always better than her. Right? So she found her family with the fucking with the Ravengers. Here goes Show. All right, Show, you live. You know, so she found her family with the Ravengers. Right? And then you have Groot, who fucking grew up and became like the guy of, you know, he's the youngest one in the family, but he grew up and he's being more responsible. Fucking Mantis, she
Holding
showed that.
down the fort.
Yeah, Mantis is sitting here literally like, yo, I'm willing to do anything you guys need me to do to stay together. And she goes on some, I've been doing what everybody else wants. I got to find out my own way.
Yes.
And it's just one of those things. It's like, it's beautiful because you can connect with every single character on some level.
Yeah.
And appreciate that they were perfect together,
You
but they
cannot
had to find their own individuality.
you cannot disagree with anyone's way of closure in this movie.
Yes.
If some of
Yeah.
them wanted to leave, I feel you. If
Yeah.
some of them wanted to stay, I feel you. If some of them wanted to cry, I feel you.
Yeah.
If some of them wanted to be happy, I feel there was no wrong endings here.
Even the high evolutionary,
Yeah.
his character development throughout that movie, where he was a god to these animals, and he's altering them and he's changing. He wants to find something
I
perfect.
love Counter Earth.
Yeah.
I love Counter Earth.
Yo, and the thing is, he's so righteous and he's so right, and he's just like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And then he created the perfect being in Rocket, but
Yeah.
it wasn't perfection in his eyes,
In
and
his
it
eyes.
fucked him up.
Yo, bro, my man lost when Rocket
Yeah.
told him how to
And-
figure that out. He hasn't
and-
been the same since that.
Think
Yeah, that
about it.
broke him. It
Think
broke
about
his
it.
perfection.
What was the one thing all of his creatures were missing?
Empathy, or like,
Original thought.
well, yeah,
What is the one thing that every human being or any life form has? Original thought. He just made Rocket smarter.
yeah.
And Rocket was figured out a way to fix it. He was trying to fucking recreate himself when it didn't. He was trying to fix a wheel that wasn't broken. And he realized
That's
that.
such a good point, Tom.
And it fucked him up to the point where he's like, no, there's no way I'm wrong. There's no way that what I'm doing is stupid. You have to be stupid. And now I have to get him and dissect why he's stupid.
That's such a good point, Tom. That is so good. And can
Like-
I tell you my favorite thing about the High Evolutionary?
Go ahead.
There was no empathy towards him.
Nope.
There was no, oh, he could potentially be right. Maybe Thanos. No, he was just a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no joining him or getting on his side. This dude was just a douchebag, which is, I'm not saying that, it was wrong or whatever for Marvel to do this. Obviously, I liked it. But Marvel has often tried for that empathetic villain. It worked with Thanos, and they've been trying to get there ever since. And it's like, this guy is just off the wall. He's just not straight. He is in a conquest for perfection, and it's been rotting him to his core. And there's no rhyme or reason. There's no, hey, maybe. No, this guy is just bad. And it worked for this movie. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And now, not to fucking keep being a dead horse, but you see how I just explained things. Now, granted, we had 3 other movies with the original cast, but the Hyperion, I was able to deduce all of that from their acting, right?
Dog. I didn't mean that.
No.
Ty. Look at Ty.
Oh, damn, he's evil because he's not
straight. June next month. Pride month.
Yo,
fucking
come
Ty.
on.
That's not what I meant, Ty. Yo, you know what's funny? That's a reach, but it's a really good reach.
Yeah.
It's a good reach.
So you see how I was able to deduce all those conclusions based off of what they showed us and how they wrote things?
Yeah.
And I have so many questions about fucking Ant-Man. It's like, yo, at one point I turned the cap and I said, he's more menacing than fucking Kang was.
Yeah. But
he's
that's
more
the thing.
menacing than Kang was.
Kang was supposed to give you that Thanos feel where it's like, yo, I'm empathetic to this guy. There was no empathy for the High Evolutionary. This guy was an asshole. And bro, the one way to make a villain the most villainous villain is to have him hurt animals.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
This showed it. That was it. It was just
with no equivocation.
Minute he started, like, he's fucking with animals. Everyone was out. but they
Yeah.
also felt the menace to him, and that's what. And like, so I'm not faulting the MCU for doing the empathetic villain. Clearly, it worked with Thanos, but I feel like they've been trying to get there
Yeah.
again and again and again, and they tried it with
Well,
with this with
you know,
Kang, with the whole, he got his other Kangs took him out, and he
you know,
ended up here. He was just trying to blah blah blah.
the
But
problem with the empathy from Thanos is he was ruthless until he needed to be empathetic. Where
and he was
Kang was empathetic and then turned ruthless.
exactly. Well, I mean, so
Because
Thanos. I mean, we tend to forget that Thanos was the one that sent Loki to destroy New York.
no, I get this, but
You know,
like in the beginning of Infinity War, he was on some. We're gonna take fucking Asgard, wipe half you motherfuckers out. I'm killing all you. Where's the stone? He didn't give a shit about anyone on that plane knowing why he wanted the stone. I'm just getting the fucking stone. And then when there was a war and he's like, yo, I have to do this because of this. And then you get all that. It's like, wait a minute. Maybe he had a point. Whereas this guy just straight up lied to everyone and said he was the victim. And now he just wants to kill everybody. It's like, I can't really fuck with you that way. You know what I'm saying?
So Greg says that's how villains are supposed to be, no emotional to make use. I mean, I get that, but there's something in the like agreeing with a villain. There's something like magical almost about that, where it's like you might not be a bad person and you might never agree with anything, but it's like, man, Thanos is kind of right. There's something there.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that will back up Killmonger for his motives to take over Wakanda.
That's a real motive though.
Yeah.
And it's like, as much as I disliked the rendition of Michael B. Jordan, of Killmonger by Michael B. Jordan, the character and his motives himself, it's like, yo, bro, y'all just watched while black folk in America were getting destroyed. Y'all just watched. Y'all didn't do nothing to keep your ambiguity. You let your brothers and sisters die. That's kind of whack. I can empathize with that 100%. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I feel like there's no way to empathize with a villain who's hurting animals and just, it's not even just about the animals. It's about because Thanos didn't want things to be perfect. He wanted things to be balanced.
Yes.
Whereas the high evolutionary wanted perfection, and perfection is impossible, which is what makes him such an intriguing character.
And also the difference is Thanos knew he had to sacrifice to get where he wanted, and he prepared for it. Where the high evolutionary didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yo,
what shows that was his biggest imperfection there. He
exactly.
had sympathy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do it. It didn't work. Incinerate him. Get the next one. Do it. It didn't work. Incinerate him. It's like, yo, you really you're a psychopath.
You're
now.
bad. You're not good.
Yeah.
And that was the worst part, because he didn't care. He didn't feel like, no, this is the right thing to do. It's like, bro, you are just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like
if someone shot you in the face, no one would care.
Like Thanos throwing Gamora off the cliff for the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
And him crying. It's like, yo, you're a douchebag.
But I feel bad.
But you actually feel bad about this. It was weird. The dynamic of Thanos was so weird, and that's what made him intriguing. Whereas this guy is just flat out piece of shit, RoboCop. I love. That's another thing about this movie that I want to say. I have not laughed this hard in a Marvel movie since Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I was, and it's funny because I was thinking to myself, because I go to those movies like Ray was talking about, reclining seats, you order some food, you get some drinks. And I was like, man, am I tipsy here? Am I laughing because I'm tipsy? Man, all the Marvel movies I watch, I'm tipsy. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least for the most part, I've had a drink or two. And I didn't think Thor Love and Thunder was that funny at all. So this was the theater was cracking up. I was cracking up. I don't know. I thought it was very funny. So to continue, I thought it was very funny. I thought the closure was great. Mantis just trying to keep the order together, and her calling out
Yeah.
Nebula was very important. I thought the part between Gamora. Let's talk about Gamora. I love 2014 Gamora. I thought she was a lot more comic accurate than the regular Gamora,
Yeah.
but it's still very off.
You know what? You know
Please.
what? I'm sorry. I loved Peter Quill playing 2014 Gamora in the
What do you mean?
in when they were in the thing,
Oh,
and he was playing her like he was dead. I got a fucking gnat in here. He was dead ass playing her. Like, oh, we don't do this. And she's like, yo, get some balls. I thought you was a Ravager. And then my man's like, oh, I'm not that stupid.
yeah.
Like
I
he
love
did.
when he was able to get into the computer and
Yeah.
fuck everybody. I was like, I told you she was into me. I was like, yes, fucking Star-Lord.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
and me and Cap have spoken about this all the time. Like, just outsmarting the bad guy is a lot more fulfilling sometimes than just beating him up.
Yeah.
Outsmarting a bad guy is just so good. And Peter Quill, like, yo, but I love Gamora. Everyone was screaming a lot in this. So I just want to point that there was a lot of screaming. Gamora screamed a lot. Which I'm okay with. She's like, I'm not the person you knew. It's like, all right, Gamora, relax.
There's a lot of emotion in this movie. Like,
I was getting
going out with a bang.
I was getting Riddler vibes.
As a person who annoys people, that's normal to have them scream at you like that.
Yeah, I guess. But I enjoyed this movie. I still think Far From Home is better than this movie. But I think this was exactly what the MCU needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we have a successful Secret Invasion next month, then it's 2014 all over again in my eyes, where we had Guardians 1 and Captain America Winter Soldier. If Fury, it's on you. The ball's in your court. Peter,
get us that momentum again. We just
Quill and the Guardians did what they were supposed to do. You got to do the same thing. But great movie, awesome movie. The one thing that sticks out to me is how hard I laughed. I haven't laughed this hard in a Marvel movie for a long time. Wakanda Forever, there was no scenes to laugh at all, other than a couple things here and there.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi was decently funny. Eternals wasn't funny at all. I remember, like, uncontrolled. I was laughing, like I was like, like covering my mouth laughing.
It was a good time.
It was fun. It was so fun.
Yeah.
We need that. We need more of that. All right, Cap. Here we go. Just shit on the parade. Yeah, just shit on the parade. Well, because in the
I'll start with this weirdness here.
God damn it!
Wakanda being flooded was hilarious. Imagine black people swimming. Jesus.
But yo, listen, man.
Moon Knight was good.
There's different types. Like you have to know how to swim in those certain situations. City black folk have a reason to not know how to swim. But in Wakanda, everybody know how to swim. Come on.
But there's a difference between I know how to swim and I'm an Olympic level fucking swimmer. So, I mean, you can swim without having to be Michael Phelps.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly the point. Yes. All right, Cap.
So,
did you like the movie, yes or no?
Did
you like the movie, yes or no? I'm listening to everything.
I'll get to that.
Oh, here we go.
Because I have a weird way to. This is kind of like a Spider-Man thing for me.
It's a branch.
No, I'll tell you. Don't worry about it. When the first thing I want to say is, I don't think I have a heart anymore. Because this whole animal cruelty shit, I heard about it going into the theater, right? Because I heard a couple of reviews that said this movie was bad, or this movie was knocked down a peg because of the animal abuse in it. And I legit left the theater going, where was the fucking
Yeah,
abuse?
that's just you.
Like I didn't see the abuse.
Yeah, that's just you.
Yeah,
We didn't see the abuse, but we can feel it.
Yeah.
but I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing for Peter to come
reacted
out
more.
and fucking cancel this movie about.
Yeah, like I reacted more when Mantis fell on her neck like 3 times.
Yeah, she got fucked up.
I reacted more than
Yeah.
that than anything they did to Rocket in the movie. So I think I'm personally
Real quick.
I just point that out.
Also, the fact that they're in space and there's a lot of different species and creatures in space, am I fucked up for just looking at Rocket as another person?
No, I mean that's kind of what he's been saying. No, it's not your fault. He's been saying that the last couple movies that he's not a raccoon.
Yeah, so I don't see it as
But we
animal
know
torture. I see it as like they're torturing a person.
Yeah, 100%. That makes it even sadder, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For the movie context, yeah, but we as an audience is supposed to know he's a
Yes.
raccoon.
Oh, yeah.
He's an animal. So to the movie, to me, this was like watching a fucking awesome Super Bowl that none of your favorite teams were in.
That's fair.
Okay.
So to me,
That's
I
fair.
could sit there and be like, this movie is probably the best since Phase 4 started.
Still not gonna agree with that, but
From Phase 4 all the way to now. Well, I have to say that because you know my feelings about Spider-Man.
and the only other close movie to that was Shang-Chi, and this is
Yeah.
way better than Shang-Chi.
So now here's the thing. I'm man enough to admit that this movie is probably better than Shang-Chi.
Yes.
But because like I said, the Guardians don't affect me in that way. It's not in my book, it's not over Shang-Chi. It hasn't passed Shang-Chi for me personally.
This motherfucker spitting. I mean,
No, because dude, truth be told, the Guardians don't mean shit to me. Like the first movie, I don't count it as near I don't hold the movies in the same regard.
Well, listen, I have an emotional attachment to the first movie.
No, yeah, I mean, we all know this. We went over my list,
Yeah,
so
we
we
do,
know
we do,
where
we
I
do.
put the Guardians movie.
Love your list.
It was in that tier with where it was 9. Like it was, I can objectively say the movies are good. The movie had definite emotional parts. I did tear up. It was the best acting I've seen in any for all the cast. This is the best acting.
Yeah. Did you laugh at all? Did you laugh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was definitely times that
Good.
were funny. This was the most violent movie. Yeah, there were parts where I was sitting there going, God damn,
Yeah.
we're really gonna shit. Okay.
Well,
None of it with the animal,
when Cosmo took the 2 pieces of fucking concrete,
Yes.
I said, "Oh shit!"
Yo,
I said,
funny enough, I was sitting there going, all right, this is the good dog moment. And quickly when she splattered that dude, I was like, what the
Yeah.
It took me out of that whole, they just called her a good dog. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with James Gunn?
Nothing brings me more joy than when Cap doesn't like a movie but needs to recognize that it was good. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight.
Word.
I'm gonna sleep like a
No,
fucking
I'm not
baby.
saying unlike Spider-Man where I had a problem with it. I don't have a problem with this
Okay.
movie. This movie is very good.
Yes.
It's just I don't have the same level of reverence for the characters as everybody else does.
Question: Who would you want? What movie would you want to see as this good, but with some characters that you fuck with?
Cap 4.
Yeah, you speaking my fucking language. I
Word.
want Cap 4 to be this good too.
Yeah.
I want Cap 4 to be yeah.
Yo, if Cap 4 is this good, then Shang-Chi then moves out of my fucking number 1, number 2 spot. And then we might have to talk about Civil War and Cap 4.
Oh man, I really hope. So that's the thing. Like, I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, the MCU is saved." I'm like, no, it's not.
So
There's still gonna be bad movies because since Phase 1, there's always been bad movies.
Well, think about it. So far, the movies we saw, Thor, all of them been bad.
I feel like it's all the same.
Ant-Man,
Let's look
all
at
of
it.
them have been.
Let's look at it. No Way Home, banger. It's kind of new because Spider-Man was introduced at the end of everything.
Yeah.
But let's look at fresh news. The film was great. The music drowning over every few seconds got annoying. I mean, that's James Gunn's style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what he does with music though is insane. Don't sleep.
Yeah, I think this is the
Don't sleep.
This is the first time where the music cues have been like on point.
Yeah.
Don't sleep till Brooklyn with everyone doing all of this gun shit was fantastic. I love that. Yo, there wasn't even that much action in this movie, and I loved it. But look, Guardians 1, Guardians now. Like I think everything kind of kind of goes hand in hand with each other, but I kind of forgot my point because fresh news threw me off.
So we're going through it. Like you said, No Way Home was a banger.
Yeah.
And then after that was
Shang-Chi,
which was
No, Shang-Chi was first.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi, Eternals.
Yes.
Then
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So No Way Home and then Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, Doctor Strange 1 was
exactly.
Anyway.
I think Doctor Strange was exactly Doctor Strange though.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
That's what I'm trying to point out here. Guardians was exactly Guardians. No Way Home was exactly Spider-Man.
Ant-Man was exactly an Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was exactly Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Like there's not to me. There's
It's
not that much difference here.
But the only thing is those little extra things that would have made it. Whoop, they missed on.
They did.
And that's what makes it disappointing because at the end of the day, it's an Ant-Man movie, but it's disappointing because of what it could have been.
Even the shows, like people act like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
because
for a while,
the
Agents of
MCU
S.H.I.E.L.D. was a good show. And then they just went off the road.
I wonder if normal people like me need an Ant-Man movie to be an Ant-Man movie instead of the way you guys do it.
So that's what.
Some of those movies you mentioned were good.
It's funny you say that, show, because when Ant-Man first came out, the people that was legit like crazy fans went to watch it, but decent fans were like, I don't need to watch that shit.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Quantumania is exactly the same way. The hardcores watched it, but the regular people, y'all don't need to see this one.
No.
Y'all don't need to see Quantumania.
Nah. And that was a movie that made you think like maybe I do need to see this.
I think Quantumania suffered from the exact opposite of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Quantumania needed more multiverse stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or more connective tissue.
Yeah. And
whereas Guardians always came out. It's funny because Guardians set up the entire Infinity Saga.
Yep.
However, they did it so subtle that it just felt like his own contained thing. Guardians has always felt like his own thing. So to be able to wrap up Guardians like this, and even though with the post-credit scenes and they set up the Power Stone, there was the whole the reality stone with the collector and all of that. They have some connective tissues in there, but Guardians was the first time we got to really go into space. We saw
Stone actually do his job.
We saw this crazy group of people that not a lot of people knew much about them, but we were in for the ride because we knew it was Marvel. Guardians has always kind of been its own thing. Even in Endgame, even in Infinity War, the time in the ship with Thor feels so personal, as opposed to that entire movie where it's all over the place, where Captain is trying to go to Wakanda to see what they can do there, and Doctor Strange lands to talk to Iron Man, but the Guardians with Thor, even though it's Thor, it just always felt so contained.
Yep. No. Even to your point, when they're on that planet and Iron Man is dealing with Drax and Star-Lord and all that, it didn't feel like the Guardians came into the Avengers movie. It felt like the Avengers went to the Guardians.
They always had that about them, and you could see it shine in this movie.
I just want to point out for Lay, here's another argument. Luckily, he's not here. But in the movie, Peter points out that he fucked up and got half the universe fucking snapped. He admits
I
it.
missed that part.
I believe
It's in the elevator.
Yeah.
Part of the shit he was telling.
he said something
Rat
about
Catcher.
it was a branch timeline that he fucked up and
That was a part of like his
Yo,
quick
I
note
got a
summary.
question
That's
for
all it
you
was. It was just
How
Yeah.
funny? How funny
how-
was
How
when?
nice for
Go ahead.
Thanos? Was he willing to sacrifice himself as well?
if he had to, he would have.
yeah. If it would have balanced it, he probably would have.
I love
Man,
how
that's crazy.
the elevator
Yeah.
scene with Gamora, Peter, and Nebula, where he's like giving Nebula compliments. And she's like, "Yo, stop, bro! What are you doing?" She's like, "Yo, this Gamora that you're talking about sounds more like her." And Peter's just like, Nebula was extremely funny this entire fucking
Yeah.
movie. I thought the movie, like, it's good humor. This was good humor.
Yeah.
There was something that if I had to pull a negative is, yes, it's funny, yes, it's good humor, but I think there are times where they unnecessarily
For sure.
go into
For
it.
sure, 100%.
And the one thing that I could pull straight from memory is the whole Drax on the couch thing.
Oh yeah, him just
Because I understand as somebody who has a couch, I understand that you lay on it, you sit on it, it's used for multiple things. But that moment, you're trying to get information to help Rocket to save his life. I don't think we need 45 fucking callbacks to him on the couch.
As a person,
one or two,
yeah,
maybe.
As a person who sleeps on the couch, I do not sleep on my bed. I sleep on my couch because I have a real comfortable couch. Look at this thing. It's gorgeous.
Jesus Christ.
They force you trying to overdo it today, Ty.
Jesus.
Dude, why do you show that?
I mean, hey, we gotta show. But I don't know that to me that was funny. Maybe you didn't have to say too much after once or twice. Can I talk? Yo, Counter Earth was hilarious to me. How no matter how perfect you think you have made life
Earth is still garbage.
life is always going to be life.
Life finds a way.
There's always going to be drugs. There's always going to be violence. Just you can't get rid of that. And I love how they had this whole it's the suburbs.
Training day.
It's suburbs. It's the what the world views as safe is the suburbs. But even in the suburbs, you got people getting fucked up. You got drugs selling. It's like nothing is safe. Nothing is perfect. And I love that. I love that.
One thing I want to point out is how we were able to wrap up and get closure on story like Ray, I think you brought that up, how everything wrapped up pretty nicely.
Yeah, that's what I thought was
no
the best part of this was getting that wrap up of everything.
And no one had to die.
Yeah.
As much as I would have liked to see somebody die, they didn't have to die. When Peter goes back to when Peter gets saved, it's like, cool, that's a redemption arc for Adam Warlock. That'll send him on his way. We get the whole thing where he's finally gonna go back and he gets that moment with his grandfather.
Yep.
Gamora doesn't die. She's off with the Ravengers. Nebula doesn't sacrifice herself on the ship. She finally understands, boom, this is my family. I'm finally
Even
home.
when Drax got blasted in the chest, that looked hard.
I was gonna say James Gunn
Drax
definitely
doesn't
teased
have
it. He was like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna make y'all motherfuckers think I'm killing one of these guys."
Bro, I thought from somebody's gonna die. James is playing too much.
It's like
I
he
love
just
that.
kept going. That Quill one still had me. I was like to the last moment. I'm like,
Yeah, Quill
someone had to die.
Because you want to know why you thought that, Ray? Because we already have seen so many other people almost die.
Yeah.
And when you see Quill,
It's like,
okay,
okay.
this makes sense. You've been setting us up for this the last 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I said it before. The whole time I was waiting for Adam Warlock to fucking save
That's a
him.
good way to think.
You know what it was? I forgot about him. Just
Me
because
too.
We barely saw him in the movie.
I
It was
forgot
like,
about him too.
yeah, that's it. Quill's dying. Then it's like, oh, okay, redemption.
See,
arc.
I didn't
Boom.
I didn't forget about him, I flashed back to The Last Jedi
Okay.
because when Princess Leia was blasted out into
Here we
space
go with the Star Wars
before
shit.
she Mary Poppins her way back to the ship,
And we lost Cass.
I honestly thought, I was in my head like, yo, Kylo, go save your mom.
Yep.
Like, because I pretty much figured that Kylo was gonna go the way of Vader and get redeemed, because everybody gets redeemed in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Even I know that.
Yeah.
I
So
understood that reference.
yeah. So I thought that was gonna happen. When Peter went out, I had the same moment. I was like, yo, if anybody could save this dude, it's the one dude who can live out in space.
Yeah.
It's
You know-
Adam
you know
Warlock.
what-
It's
you
the
know
one
what it
dude who
is?
can go out there without
Cap, I'm gonna agree with Ray. I just didn't get there. I didn't
Yeah, I
get
just
the
didn't
thing.
connect it. Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
like,
connect
you-
it, but that makes sense.
You know
Yeah,
what was
it works.
going through my head? Groot just fucking stretch and grab him, and then
well,
when
he
he
tried
did it,
it.
yeah, when he did it and he froze it in my head, I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Fuck. But if they would have never did that, I would have been like, yo, but Groot could have got him. And then it would have been like, oh, but he would have froze. Like, you never know, because Groot is a little. And then it would have been like, okay, we see it, so it's like, all right, now we take that possibility out, and then Adam
Yeah, because
Warlock
if not, it
saves
would have been
him.
the what if. Yeah, it would have been like,
And
he probably could have done
yeah.
it. Yeah.
and also Adam Warlock saved them because Groot saved Adam, and Adam's like, why did he save
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
And he goes, because you deserve second chances.
Yes.
That's what triggered me. That's what triggered me to start thinking that also, is when I was like, okay, so they saved Adam.
Now he has a
and
reason
got
to.
that little
Yeah.
cockatoo, so now it's your turn
Yeah.
to pay it back.
Yeah.
Fresh News says, I don't want to jump ahead, but I have to say, I thought I was done with the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and the team stuff, but that scene at the end with the new team made me want to see them again. Great new lineup. Yes.
Yeah.
And they have little homegirl there. What's her name?
I don't know her name, but she's Marvel's. She's Marvel's.
Yeah, I think it's
sister.
Cy Farrell. It's some weird name like that. I know I know this name because they sort of mentioned a little bit in the Guardians video game. Cy Farrell, some shit like whatever.
Come on,
But-
Taquan. What's the little girl's name?
Yeah, what's
I
her
know
name?
Taquan
Yeah,
knows
Taquan knows. Yeah, I'm very excited about that, and I want to see them with Adam Warlock. But this is a great segue into the question that I've really been wanting to ask. So, where are we with Rocket? Because if Iron Man is a C tier character, Rocket Raccoon is a F. And the MCU has made us love Rocket so fucking much. So where are we with Rocket?
Yo, I'm gonna take off a little tangent. The MCU hasn't made us love Rocket. Bradley Cooper.
Oh, yes. Okay.
has made us love Rocket.
The portrayal definitely
I
helped
mean,
a lot.
they still wrote. James Gunn still wrote. Well, there's writers who still wrote, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna disagree with that, Cap, because up until like 2 years ago, not many people knew it was Bradley Cooper doing the voice.
Yeah. So
I mean, I've always
We've known, but yo, there's still people out there that don't know that Bradley Cooper did the voice.
So can I say something real quick? And I think I can speak for Show also. So me and Show didn't really grow up reading the comics. We started with the movies.
No,
But
you cannot talk for me. You crazy?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am crazy.
no.
Yes, now you shut the fuck up and let me speak for you. Now, anyway, we didn't read the comics. We started watching the movies, right?
I'm gonna tell you,
So when we watched the movies,
even me, who I did grow up on a few comics and video games and all of that, I was so lost on the Guardians. Early.
no, yeah, but like just in general, like any character, right? So then we watched the movies, and there'll be times where I'll be like, "Yo, Cap, did this happen in the comics?" And Cap will be like, "No, this happened in the comics." And then you're like, "Yo, but that's such a better story. Why didn't they just do that in the movie?" Oh, because of this, that, and the third. Now we see Rocket Raccoon in the movies, and even though it might not be his comic book story,
It's so good.
but we got a story, and now it's like they finally told us a story in the movies, which makes us love him.
Yeah.
So the same way in the comics is like, yo, Blue Marvel in the comics, his story's mad deep, and people would love to see that. Now we just saw the deep version of Rocket's story. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's one of those is like we got to finally see Rocket in his actual like what his origin and what makes him Rocket. That's what makes it's like, all right, I want to see more Rocket.
I feel like that's one of the main reasons that people are going back to Guardians 2 and showing it so much love all of a sudden. Because in Guardians 2, we really got a weak Rocket where most of the time he was just trying to prove to everyone that it's like, yo, I don't know what this is. I never asked for any of this.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a fucking hand I've been dealt. And
Yeah.
you guys think it's a fucking joke, but like I'm like this way for a reason. And we get that payoff in Guardians 3, which is why everyone's looking back to Guardians 2 like, damn, maybe that was and the interactions with him and Yondu. And I'm not gonna lie, like Yondu is such a better character for me after this movie. And they don't even mention Yondu like that. But Yondu has always been that father figure.
No.
Yeah.
And you can see that void in this movie. You can.
Everybody, yeah.
Even with
Well,
homie that has
Yondu did show up and said, "Use your heart."
Yes.
That was another moment I teared up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
that was a nice moment.
That's the first time in a movie that they did like a flashback or bring back a dead
That
character.
made sense.
And yeah, that was earned, and I didn't roll my eyes at
Yeah.
it. When he showed up, I was like, yes, Kraglin, listen to the man. He's Mary Poppins, yo.
Word.
But how would Kraglin even know that happened? He
Well, he
wasn't
told-
there.
No, but he told
No,
him before. He goes,
Okay, so he told
when
him.
he was teaching him how to use it, he goes, "See, you're trying to use your head. You got to use your heart."
Okay, so he said that already. Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's why I said it was earned.
Yeah.
and that's the thing. That's what you get with these payoffs and these years of buildup.
But yo, listen, I've been on record saying I like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I didn't really
I thought it was okay.
I didn't see the big problem that everybody had with it. Like, it wasn't the best movie in the world, but it was a
all
good
over
movie. Yeah, but
It's because it had a little bit of everything. It had that emotion.
Yeah.
It had the laughs, the moments of just like you want to tear up a little bit. It had a little bit of
yeah,
everything.
the only thing it that I can see, it had that forced. Okay, Peter's now celestial. It was like, all right, this came out of left field. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I get it. But the story within itself was still good.
I feel like the problem with Guardians 2 is that, you know, we met these new and amazing characters in part 1, and they kind of take a back seat to ego in part 2.
Yeah. But
Even though we still learned a lot about them, though.
Yeah. But you
especially about Rocket.
Yeah. So you see what I mean? Where part 2 was an ego movie with Guardians in it, where Guardians 3 is a Guardians movie with Adam Warlock in it.
Or the High Evolutionary as well.
Yeah,
I
you know
love
what I'm saying?
I love what he called them Robo. He's like a mix of Skeletor and RoboCop.
Yes.
So
that popped me. I
that shit
dying
made
at
me
that.
laugh for real.
I was like, oh shit.
I love the line where the High Evolutionary was like, "Oh no, God doesn't exist." Then I saw a spot where I could step in.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I was like,
it
"Yo,
was good."
That right there, that's fucking that's a Doctor Doom line.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like, oh.
He felt,
okay.
the High Evolutionary felt so, and like he's just crawling around and just being nuts, and it worked for him because so the High Evolutionary like was a brilliant scientist, and like his craziness with evolution and perfection and all of that shit was what drove him here. And in the comics, he doesn't like, it's kind of similar where he finds Adam Warlock. And Adam Warlock, that wasn't even his name. Adam Warlock had a totally different name. I don't know what the name is, but he named him Adam because of, you know, he's the first of his kind, Adam and Eve, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, I thought it was really cool that they sort of kept that going where it's like he unplugged them early, but the High Evolutionary was just like, I love him as a bad guy because I didn't need to side with him.
Yeah.
He was just an asshole.
He was just that genuine bad guy that which sometimes you need. You need just someone that it's like, especially when they all beat the shit out of him, it's like, you want this. You want him to finally get his comeuppance. Like, this dude needs to get his ass kicked.
And I love that they mentioned the Animen, another fucking species that. So he's made a lot of these species throughout the world.
Yeah.
So Adam Warlock was first just referred to as him before he got the name.
Oh, okay.
Which is hilarious because nowadays, technically, Adam Warlock is him. He is him. Like, you know how Instagram be saying like, "Oh, I'm him," I'm him.
Yeah, that's the pronouns.
Yeah, well, no, not like that. Like I'm him. Like I'm that guy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
Like people be like, oh, I'm him, the Tool Man Taylor, instead of Tim the Tool. Like I'm him. Well, that's funny. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm him.
Dude, the one thing I will another negative. I think they wasted the F bomb.
Yes. Open the
They
fucking
could have
door.
directed.
There could have
Peter
been better
Quill could
Fs.
have directed that at High Evolutionary and not just open the fucking door. 'Cause
No,
that just made Peter seem mean.
Kind of dick.
Not.
She's never
but-
been in a car before.
Not for nothing. When he was talking to the when he was talking to High Evolutionary over the radio, if he would have been like, "I will fucking kill you," like him screaming at him for Rocket, I think that would have struck a big emotional trigger there.
100%. 100%.
Like even when Rocket's like the hard stopping, that would have been a better just when he's screaming there to be like, fuck, like that would have been something.
I still will not forget the one
it's not
scene.
fucking over.
That would have been great.
The one scene that got me is when they're all looking at like the video of him. That got me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is rough.
That didn't get me. What did get me was the conversation with him and Lily, where she was like, "Hey, we found the sky."
Oh yeah,
And
that got
that's
me.
also
that got me.
Yeah,
that broke. When it's like
you
that,
can't go with us. You have to go back.
that got me.
Seems like that always get me every time.
There was a few of them.
Like
there was a few of them. Yeah, no, 100%.
No, you know something else that got me when Nebula's reaction to finding out he's alive.
Yeah,
that got me. 'Cause it's like that's
She
again.
broke.
It showed that growth
She
of
was
her
relieved.
now having emotion.
She was so relieved that Rocket was okay.
Yeah, she broke there.
Yo, great point, Ray. Great point. Yeah, so in the comic, Peter's dad is Emperor Jason Quill of Spartax, but in this movie, his grandfather is named Jason Quill. Do you think it'll turn out? So, yo, I actually have a bunch of questions about that post-credit scene.
That didn't look like a 90-year-old man.
I will admit it, I'm very lost with that scene. What are we gonna get from there?
No, I think that's a way to put Peter Quill to do two things. One, that removes Peter Quill from the Guardians. So if they do another like Guardian special or another Guardians thing and they don't need Quill in it, we know where he is. Two, that also puts him in a place in which if we do need him for like Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars, like when that comes up, we know where Quill is and we can pull him from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what that sets up.
Okay. Because the first post-credit scene clearly sets up the new Guardians.
The new team, yeah.
Yeah, that was a perfect, like, just boom, here's your new team.
To be honest, that little girl, if Captain Marvel doesn't fucking work out, if nobody wants Brie Larson,
that's who it is. That's who it is.
That's your new fucking Captain Marvel right there.
Okay, so let me see. What is her name? Guardians. I'm gonna find it. Go ahead, keep talking.
Joe, you got any more questions? 20 minutes later.
Good talk, Joe.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, Phyla. Yes, Phyla.
You have any more questions?
Phyla Vel,
No, I don't.
who is the daughter of Elysius, a genetically engineered woman, patterned after the Eternals of Titan. Her mother is an Eternal.
Probably Athena.
Okay.
Okay, wait. So it was no. It was it wasn't one of the ones that we've heard about. It's another Guardian who was like
another Eternal.
Sorry, another Eternal who was just. Let me see. I'll get you the name right now. I know this, and the only reason I know this is because of that damn video game.
Well, I mean, in the movie, they're just gonna say that. What's his name?
Yeah, I was gonna say movie.
Yeah,
She kind of looks like it if you think about it. She kind of looks like Athena.
Yo,
yeah, Elysius, which is a Titan Eternal.
Okay,
yes.
So so that's one of like Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Titan, which you can kind of say that about Thanos. Yeah, but yeah, there's some Thanos in that little girl.
Yo,
I will say this: when she's running around the hamster wheel, that did not look great. I was like,
Nah.
"Oh, this looks terrible."
Yeah.
the screen we saw it on was it still had the fucking black bars, like it wasn't full
Yeah, it was a
screen.
smaller screen on the theater.
It looked good to us.
Okay, that's not
I
bad.
mean, it looked good to me.
Okay, I was gonna say like, the hell?
Dude,
Leia
you
is
know what
all
scene
for
got me?
a new Captain Marvel.
Which is a weird scene to get me. But at the end, where after hearing like, "Oh, I don't dance, dancing's for idiots," and then you see him, he says goodbye to Mantis, has the tear roll down,
The tear with Drax.
and then he goes into the group and he just starts dancing with them. That got me, for some reason, not because of Drax, but because I was like, "Yo, Batista is giving his fucking performance of a lifetime, and all he's doing is dancing right now."
And
Like,
it's actually a great way to view life, where it's like, yo, shit is sad sometimes,
Yeah.
but you gotta keep going. You gotta dance. You gotta laugh.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, bro, when I actually was like looking at Batista crying over Mantis, because we've seen their relationship from like the midpoint of Guardians 2. We've seen it growing through the holiday special with literally, it's like Harold and Kumar for the Guardians, the holiday special. It really is. And then we see it here, and how she's like looking out for him, like, yo, it just like, yeah, Drax is stupid, but like, we need that in our team. This is what we do. We are imperfect. And that is his version of imperfection. So and him calling her an idiot and saying she's ugly, everything that we've known about these two, when she's leaving, he cries, but he also knows, like, these are Guardians. They're used to this shit. So the fact that he could just, okay, she's gone. Now it's time to shut it off. That was, yo, I feel so good about us making number 8 our top 10 moments of the MCU just Drax.
Yeah.
I feel so good about that now.
But not for nothing, that also shows the father of Drax, like the
100.
father angel, because it's one of those, like, I'm sad to see you go,
like,
but I'm proud that you're going to find yourself.
Your daughter, your kid going to college.
Yeah.
100%. That's exactly what it just happened. Your kid going to college. Oh, Batista, if you ever want to reconsider Drax, just leave Drax alone. Don't recast Drax. It's not gonna work.
Yeah,
it's not gonna leave him alone.
I'm telling you, I think that's what Adam Warlock is for.
Well,
To have that space there, But I feel like this is the perfect thing they did. That's like, if they ever do want to come back, it's there.
You can't touch Drax.
Yeah.
You can't.
But and not for nothing, yo, dude, we're not asking for a lot. We're not asking for a lot from these movies. We're crediting the littlest things that this movie's done with these characters. And this is why I get so mad when the other character, when her simply saying grandpa was not enough for me. Like, you see the little bit of fucking Nebula. What's up with Rocket? He made it.
Yo.
Her holding her eyes together, like trying not to fucking break at that very moment.
Was so relieved.
A stronger
so
like that screamed out to me that she loves everyone in the scene.
Yeah. And her character arc, seeing her make it. And it's like, there's so much that she didn't have to directly say about what's going on here, because Thanos kind of high evolutionaried her too.
Yeah.
And just experimenting and all of that. And then we see her fucking cracking back together. I was like, you see, Sam Raimi, this is what you was trying to do with Wanda. But like, we see her, like, this is very similar to what she's going through. And she still tries to keep it contained into herself, because it's not about her here. It's about getting Rocket. And she was so upset at Quill. Like, yo, why did you do that? Like, you didn't see what you just did. Quill's like, I don't fucking know. I was trying to heal him. Like, she is that tough mama. I love what she turned into.
Can we give a small low-key shout out to Tony Stark? Because the time he spent with Nebula on that ship in Endgame definitely furthered her and showed her showed her a vastly different path than what she was used to, which
Click
could have
the-
easily led to this.
Click the ding. Click the ding. Click the ding. I'm gonna need the thing.
There we go.
That was
Yeah.
all Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He taught Nebula to be
Fair
human.
game. And then he shakes her hand and she's like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's okay for you to lose? You know,
God.
Yeah.
I
yo, and
wish
this-
I could get. You remember when Marvel used to make shorts?
yes.
Yeah.
I would love a 20-minute short of just a day-to-day with Tony and Nebula.
That would have been fun.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
You know, but not for nothing. When they showed the
We kind of
conflict,
got it. We kind of got it.
Yeah. When they showed the conflict between Tony and Steve, when he first came back and they had that little argument, that was almost like two brothers arguing.
Yeah.
And like, this is what I'm saying. Like those little things that show that these people are more than just fucking heroes that come together. They're fucking family.
So what do I always say? Just two Marvel characters talking is better
Yeah.
than any action scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we have that much action in this movie?
No.
No.
We had the Don't Sleep Till Brooklyn.
We had good action in this movie.
We had the end.
Yes.
We had the end. We had the Don't Sleep Till Brooklyn. We had the fight inside the orifice.
Inside the asshole.
Planet.
And
that's it.
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Everything else was just
the Adam Warlock in the beginning where he
he just came and fucked everybody up. But for the most part, it's just charactering. I love that.
Yo, also a fucking mention when they found Quill and everyone's like, all right, let's go. And who was it? Mantis was like, we can't. There's other animals here. We got to free everybody.
Yeah. It was Rocket. It was
Rocket. Yeah, Rocket. And he's like, yo, fuck this. I'm out. And everybody did the let's go. No questions. And Gamora's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you saw her face like, oh no, these niggas are for real.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm with them now.
And Gamora saving Rocket because although Gamora was Gamora, the love that she felt from this team made her do it.
It got her. Yeah, it got her.
she
It was like, you know what? I see
you
it.
guys are so into each other that I'm gonna save this guy because I know it would disappoint y'all if this guy was gone.
Yeah.
So much love in this movie.
Can I just say this is the second time now that we had a trilogy to do a fucking origin for a character.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and now Rocket Raccoon.
I love
It took 3 movies to finally get the fucking Rocket Raccoon.
It was really
That's why I say this is a Rocket movie. This
the
was
whole,
it. This
the
was
whole story been about Rocket.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bradley Cooper.
yeah, man.
Damn. Les says the best MCU movie is based on a relationship between two characters. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm with that. And just Rocket as a whole. You know what's funny? Like Rocket, they save him, and he's just right back into the bullshit.
Yep.
When he turns around, he was like, yo, I'm tired of running.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
yo, here we go.
right back in.
Yeah.
It's like you were dead like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
No, go back.
dog. You want to get a snack? You want to drink a cup of water?
We need those healing packs.
See,
Yeah.
Yo.
You saw when Mantis put it on her shit and it just cracked her back?
Yeah.
She just wrapped it around herself.
We need a couple of those. Like, damn.
If I'd go harder on the track if I had that shit.
Yeah, 100%. Man, it was a good movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yep.
We need
Yo,
more of that.
and
Some people,
also,
there's some people out there that don't even want to admit how good it was.
yeah. And
I saw a review where homie said nothing but positive things, even about Adam Warlock, and still give it an 8 out of 10.
yeah, that's crazy.
Are we gonna rate it here before we leave?
Yeah, the one thing that we forgot to mention was when they killed the group, Floor, Teeth, and what's her name?
And Lila.
Rocket
Is it
ripped
Lily
this
or
nigga's
Lila?
face
What
off.
Is it? I think it's
Lila.
Lila.
Lila, Floor, and Teefs.
Okay.
Yeah. Yo, Rocket ripped this nigga's face off.
Yeah.
Oh, he destroyed him. He destroyed him.
I did not expect his face to look like that.
Yeah.
He destroyed him.
Here's how dumb I am. I thought the High Evolutionary would be so vain about perfection that his mask was only gonna cover up like a few scratches. I didn't know that they fucking full on Red Skulled him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
So in the comics, he would wear a mask to cover his robot face, if I'm not mistaken.
So in the comics, he evolved himself so much that he went from man to machine,
Yeah.
and then he would put on the thing to look more human.
Yeah.
to hide the
Yeah.
fact that he was robotic.
He's reverse bicentennial man.
Yeah,
Basically.
because I mean, what would you evolve yourself into? Into a
Yeah,
machine.
machine. Yeah.
You don't need to eat. You don't need to sleep. You can run constantly. Like,
At the end of the day, I think it's funny that a movie that's not Fast and the Furious and includes Vin Diesel is about family, because it's always been about that for the Guardians.
Yeah.
yeah, but this movie makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we see how
Obviously.
everybody becomes family,
Yeah.
and we don't get random things where, hey, this dude who's never been mentioned before,
Yeah.
he's family.
Well, obviously, I'm not trying to it's,
Like, yo, don't get me wrong, Tego Calderon is pretty cool as a fucking, as a rapper and all that shit, but he just showed up in one movie and was like, oh, this motherfucker's part of the family now.
Yeah, you
Well-
Puerto Rican, come through.
Well, he showed up in one, but his character was also a prequel character. When Vin Diesel was in jail, he was in jail with him, and that's when Vin Diesel found out that the son sabotaged the car and the car blew up, and that's what killed his father.
I wasn't.
When the
Yeah,
fuck
when
did
we
they say
got
that?
those
We
brothers
were
in
on
I
the-
wasn't going there, but I'm glad we
yeah.
got there. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, let's just focus on good writing, good stories. Yo, just give me characters chilling, man. I just love it. And even Gamora, who was just always mad. When Gamora is like peeing in the thing and she gets to the phone call,
Yeah.
like all of it is just so like, it's funny because it felt like more of a Christmas special than the Christmas special, because it was just so family oriented the entire time. I love the callback to Kevin Bacon, but it's just the Guardians are
What callback
fucked
was
up. In the newspaper, in the post credit scene, it shows says Kevin Bacon abducted. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't even see that.
in the post credit
Yeah, I
scene.
was pointing
on the
at-
newspaper.
Is that what you were pointing at?
Yeah.
I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, but yeah, this is just like, if there's some advice that I'm gonna give to the MCU as a whole, is focus on the family, because even She-Hulk, at the end of She-Hulk, when it's just her and the family eating and chilling, and
Talking
Matt
with,
is
Matt.
there, like that was cute.
That was a good
Yeah.
scene.
That was a
The-
good scene. Matt's
That was
just
a good scene.
there. Like,
The best-
focus on the family, man.
The best episodes is when she's with Bruce.
Yes. And Bruce is the only one that could successfully like check her too.
Yeah.
So it's like, my dad left me, so my family makes me insecure.
You know what, Taquan? Enough of your
So
shit.
Quan, but at the end of the day, your family is here.
That's right.
The knuckleheads.
He went to get cigarettes at show. Tell Taquan's father to come back home. It's been what, 23 years.
He's doing
They don't make them cigarettes no more.
He's doing deliveries with show.
Yeah.
but again, like, that's like one of the best scenes in even She-Hulk is that
Yeah.
family. And yo, like we were speaking about it the other day when Cap was giving us his list. Like Scarlet, the Scarlet Widow movie, the Black Widow movie. Sorry, it's it's not a bad movie.
Yeah, it's not.
It's all about the family.
It just came out in the wrong time.
And
Yeah.
when Yelena in that movie, when they're all on the table, and Yelena's like, "Yo,
It was
that
real to me.
wasn't fake to me. I didn't know none about that shit. This is all I ever had. The memories that you guys are saying is so fake. That's all I had, bro. Like, Marvel, there's something here. Like, we've all kind of become this weird family where some of the uncles come through, where some of the people are kind of off doing their own thing, where some people are just kind of here chilling. Like, Marvel has become that family, whether dysfunctional or not. Just focus on that. Like, yo, watching a cartoon, let's say X-Men. Go back and watch an X-Men cartoon and tell me how cool the action is. And if
Oh,
you
the
just
action
don't-
sucked.
and if you just don't see people throwing people over.
Yeah.
What really
You had
made
Wolverine with his claws out throwing people.
throwing people, not stabbing anybody.
Yeah,
The
Spider-Man.
could not punch anybody. Spider-Man
Yeah.
couldn't punch people. So it's like, and even in the funnies, like we don't need action. Just give us some good story and people talking and fucking with each other and make us feel that family, to make us feel those family values again. And that's it.
If you think about it, everyone loved Training Day, and Training Day had one scene in it that had fast-paced movement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most of that was all talking.
You don't need action.
Yeah, I do want to caution any of the viewers or any of the listeners that don't think that this movie is the Marvel is back, we're saved shit. I've been saying this from beginning. Wakanda Forever in this movie already had emotional hooks that is an extra layer than what all the rest of these movies have.
But my argument to that is that Marvel hasn't gone anywhere.
I don't think
Marvel's exactly the same as it always is.
I don't
some
think Marvel,
movies hit, some movies don't, and we're gonna get a big Avengers level event, and let's see what happens.
Cabs, let me ask you this question though.
Yeah, here we go.
Hold on, wait.
No, this is
that was for Cabs.
This is something though. In the Infinity Saga, what was the ratio, or to you, what do you think the ratio was to how many consecutive bad movies we got in a row? Versus how many good movies we got in a row, then there was one bad one.
Yeah, no, of course.
But I'm saying the problem now is we're getting so many bad ones in a row without good ones.
I don't think it's the movies aren't the problem. It's the shows. Let's think about the movies. Shang-Chi,
good.
Eternals,
mid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness,
bad.
Depends on who you ask, though. I would say that Multiverse of Madness is mid.
All right, so bad to mid. Okay.
Bad to mid, and then what we got after that?
Spider-Man.
No, Spider-Man became before them.
All right, so Spider-Man first, all right, so you got two good ones, two bad to mid.
Yeah.
Then you got Thor Love and Thunder, which is bad.
Which is horrible. Yeah. Which is Thor.
Yeah. Wakanda, good.
I thought Wakanda Forever was really good.
Yeah. Ant-Man, which is bad. Bad to mid.
Ant-Man, which is just what he does.
So the level of successes in a row haven't been there because it's been good. Then we get some then good, then
So wait. Okay. So let's look at phase one.
But hold on, wait. Here's the thing, though.
We got to do the phase 4 versus phase 1 thing.
But let's look at the
movie. Episode.
Let's look at the movies that were bad or mid. It really didn't matter. That's what made them so bad. Like Ant-Man, if it was just an Ant-Man movie without Kang and them trying to further the multiverse or whatever the fucking thing Kang is doing, people would be like, it was all right.
Eternals was
but because they
you're just saying that because you love to hate stuff.
Yes, but because they added Kang in there, and this is supposed to tell a further story. No one can get past ants beating up Kang. No one can get past that. Everyone says that shit. That they hate that shit where the ants just broke his shield, but like no one can get past that. It was a miss to use Ant-Man to evolve the storyline of the MCU. If they would have just did the quantum realm with that whole thing and someone else going after Hank Pym's wife, and then they were trying to save her, this would have been a completely different movie we're talking about.
Yeah, and look at Ty. Yeah. MCU is becoming over for sure. There's so much of it.
If Thor Love and Thunder
it wasn't trash, lad. You just dislike what you dislike, and that's fine. Yeah. It's okay, because when we talk about Eternals, I never really heard a real reason from you as to why you dislike it, other than the fucking hand. Give me a reason.
But yo, Thor: Love and Thunder. If that movie wasn't a fucking love story between Thor and Jane,
And his
and
hammer.
they just kept with this guy killing gods and stealing the kids, and Thor having to save the kids, and we went more into why he's killing the gods or him killing the gods, that movie would have been better.
It would have been way better.
They missed completely. They emphasized
And
the fucking hammers trying to fuck Thor.
And I have to admit something. I'm only trying to antagonize Les so he can so he can
No,
get
no,
back
yeah,
on. Eh,
yeah.
I mean, yo, when people tell me
some
that
can
Eternals
argue-
is trash, I'm okay. It's just
No,
all I'm gonna say about that is that everybody wanted Eternals to try something different. Everybody wanted the MCU to try something different.
Yo.
Eternals did it, and y'all still dislike it.
Yo, two things. One, everyone knows Eternal was just a fucking alternate timeline that was a riff. And two, that was the best Justice League movie we're ever gonna get.
Hell yeah, hell
Okay.
yeah.
Can I just say? All right.
You can't say
everybody
anything
wanted-
else about the Eternals.
No,
You
no.
gave it an 8. I don't want to hear anything else. We're gonna leave it
Everybody-
right there. We're gonna put that in the
Everybody-
box with your mother's titties, and you know what I'm saying.
Why would we bring that up?
Me
Ain't
being
nobody said nothing
plastic.
about that.
Me
The
being
motherfucking Jacques Cousteau to open that box.
Yo.
You know, we put in the 8 out of 10 in there. And you gotta be motherfucking Jacques Cousteau to open that box.
Put that on the side. We wanted something new, yes, but we didn't want boring.
It was I don't think it was boring.
Dude, come on.
I don't
It's
think
not. We just talked about
I
how many
like-
movies that were
Well,
fun.
hold
This
on.
movie
It was-
not
I thought
it
it was fun to see them progressing through time.
it was
I
an
thought that was
interesting it was an interesting story that ended with a huh.
Huh.
That's it? I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
I
one.
I think that's
promise
what
ya.
ruins it for
Yeah.
people. It's
Yeah.
just the
It's the hand. It's the hand.
I don't give
Yeah.
a shit about that.
Motherfuckers is giving this movie a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 because of the hand. Like we haven't seen the MCU not explain things for 2-3 movies. And we got the
Well, yo,
explanation.
it's been a
Hilarious.
couple of phases now.
I'm saying we didn't get an explanation, but we got acknowledgement in She-Hulk.
You
Your
needed
favorite
a
show.
magnifying glass
We
to
got
fucking.
it. Well, we got it. We got it.
We also got Man with Claws. That's Wolverine.
But that's not acknowledging anything. That's
No.
we got the hand.
Yo,
Now
we got the hand.
We need,
Yo,
we
do you
need
know-
more. We need.
You know
more.
what the
We need
crazy
more.
shit is though?
We do
Like
need
they showed a picture of that hand from the movie. That fucking head and hand sticks out above the clouds. That shit you can see from outer space. There's no way that anyone can cover that shit up.
Yo,
Hold on.
Flat,
First off, in
flat
a world,
earthers could see that shit.
in a
it-
world full
yo,
of fucking, in a world full of fucking people with the
So
ability to
insane,
alter
like-
reality,
like,
you don't
yeah.
think they can hide that shit?
like, bro, I'm telling you, Sword got down there and is already taking care of that. They're making it look like something else. Cap's
Yo.
being paid. I wish, but you know what? I actually I was very interested in seeing the Eternals go throughout Earth and just giving little shit here and there so that so that the world could progress. It reminded me of that PC game, Age of Empires. I felt like, because Age of Empires, you are kind of like, you're not this. This is a way you can interpret that game, but you're essentially God, putting down all these things for these people to do all these things. I found that interesting. I found it
also
interesting.
here's a little thing that you just mentioned, them giving things. There was a moment where he goes, "What is this made of? This table is made out of vibranium," and he breaks it.
And he
Goes
breaks
IKEA, this fall collection, and then it just makes me think like, hold on, wait. Wakanda, they think is the only place that has vibranium, and you can literally make it. So now, why isn't that being like, my man spread it out throughout the world? So another civilization could.
Well, I mean,
can
if
grow.
anyone knows about vibranium, it's the Eternals.
Yeah,
but-
but nobody knows the Eternals. That's why
But-
they don't.
Exactly.
No, but I'm saying he could have been on some I don't spread vibranium out no more. It's a little, because now that's where Namor got it from. He put it in the thing because he knew.
Wait, I think they clearly stated that vibranium came from a meteor from outer space.
Yeah, but he can make it.
I mean, but
Well,
that doesn't mean he spread it.
Then in
around.
the movie after in Wakanda Forever, they said maybe there was more than one meteor.
Yeah.
The world is 80% covered in water.
You know what sucks about that, Le? Le says best part was Blade. Yo, we finally get things progressing on the Blade movie, and now there's the writer's strike.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
want to. I want the writers to get whatever they need.
Taquan knows why the writer strike for Blade. Tell him, Taquan, because the fucking lead actor's black.
I mean, it literally is.
Bro, the writer's strike for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just when Blade was about to start hitting the ground
I'm
running.
so upset. We finally got traction. We finally got a script that
Mahershala Ali or whatever.
The one movie I've been waiting on since Far From Home.
That's your one movie?
I mean, I've been waiting for this one, yeah. I mean, the other movies came out.
Yeah.
They came
get
out.
it hopefully eventually. But
yo, they don't need to do some crazy shit with Blade. Like, just fucking have a good movie.
Remake the first one.
Juneteenth.
Yo, matter of fact, they should have just fucking CGI'd Mahershala Ali's face onto Wesley Snipes and just show the first one again.
Yo, they CGI'd Wesley Snipes' eyes closed.
Yeah.
Or open during one of the scenes.
It looks so bad. It looks so bad. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was our ratings for Guardians?
9 out of 10. I'm going 9.
As a movie, yo, you know what? As a movie, sitting there watching it, 10 out of 10.
Give it the 10. Yeah, I want you.
Yeah, the 10 out of 10.
I'm gonna go objectively 9 out of 10. Me personally, 8 out of 10.
So this is in par with Eternals?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
I'm giving it a 9.
I'm listening like a fucking baby tonight.
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9.
Good.
I'm gonna give it a 9. I have some answers. Yo, and shout out to Cosmo the dog.
Yes.
I'm glad we got to see Cosmo.
No, he told me I'm a bad dog. Take it back.
That was a little bit too much.
Cosmo?
No, but
they
remember
that shit
as
for
a
too long.
yo, but as a dog though, a dog can nag you for hours, bro.
I mean, dogs don't like to be called bad dogs.
Nope.
They don't. That's, they understand what you mean.
Yeah, they give
when
you that
say
love play.
you say bad dog, they get it. They get it. Yeah, they get it.
Yo,
That's why I call Paulo an asshole, not a bad dog.
Kat, you know how when they do the box office for a movie and they're like, well, let's adjust for inflation to see where the movie really plays out.
Yeah.
You're making me want to revisit my fucking rating system and adjust for inflation.
No, you are not giving Eternals a 7.5. You're not doing it. What you need to do is give Guardians an 8.5. You're not.
The
don't take away anything.
The first one has a 9.
Well, no, Guardians 3, I mean.
No, I can't. I just told you, the Guardians don't mean shit to me. So I can't personally rate them higher.
Oof.
But objectively, I'm giving you the 9.
Okay, yeah. So don't look at Eternals. You know what? Don't take this away from me. You gave Eternals an 8.
You keep bringing it up.
I'm doing it on purpose. I'm doing it on purpose. Yeah, because I had to defend Eternals for so long until we had your amazing list, and you just gave it an 8 anyways. And I was like, yo, what the fuck have I been arguing about? I was like, yo, but at the end of the day, it made me feel great. But I mean, yo, look, if you want to give Eternals a 7.5, it kind of deserves it.
I like Eternals.
To be honest, I thought when you gave it that 8 cap, I thought it was too high. I personally give Eternals a 7.57.
Well, I said the way I rate my movies, if it's better than a movie that's in that 7.5 slot, I can't give it a 7.5.
Yo,
gotta go up to 8.
I think makes that whole movie.
He does. And Makari.
Yes.
Don't take that away from
and the speed chick?
The speedster.
Yeah.
We actually see her speeding.
Yeah.
We don't see her in slow-mo.
And you can see her trying to talk even though she's deaf. Like, you could see the pain in her.
Yes. And you know what, though, Cap? Like, you see when we're doing, like, a tier list, and we're often like, oh, that shouldn't be there because this is here, so put it to the front. You know, like I think certain different things could be a B for their own things. Certain different things could be an A for their own things.
But also
like,
I think
I think Eternals is a 7.5. I think Ant-Man 1 is a 7.5. But Ant-Man 1 is probably the better movie. Right?
Yeah, just because the movie's better doesn't mean it doesn't still fit in the category.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't worry about it. Like, just leave the 8 there.
Yeah.
All right. So 6.5. That's where we're.
I'm gonna fucking get a tattoo of it. 8 out of 10. A foot? What? Yeah,
how flexible is Kevin Feige?
He was sitting next to me.
Right?
Why a foot? He could have used his hand.
Why?
Why
his
a
mouth?
foot?
Like, it's not like Kevin Feige needs to see the movie. He fucking.
Why his foot?
Yeah.
Now we know what. Ty, we're gonna need your search history.
Yeah, word.
It's kind of sus.
Word.
To switch topics very quickly.
Please.
Did anybody else find it funny that in big bold letters it said produced by Victoria Alonso, and then the CG was for the most part was pretty good in this movie.
It was. That is.
I mean, but what was CG though? Like
everything.
The characters. I know.
That whole asshole planet. That whole asshole planet was.
Yeah. Well,
Rocket.
just the outside of it.
I'll tell you this much: the fight scene, the "Don't Sleep Till Brooklyn," that shit looked ace.
Yeah,
it did.
that was really good.
It looked really
That was
good.
really good,
I
yeah.
have not seen a fight scene look that good in Marvel for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep calling it just "Don't Sleep Till Brooklyn."
That's it. That's the sequence.
I mean, bro, it's so. If you listen to that movie, "Don't Sleep Till Brooklyn" is essentially just the Beastie Boys saying, "Yo, we're gonna put massive work on this tour and no rest until we get back home."
Yep.
That's literally what the Guardians did. James Gunn is a master at that.
Yep.
Dude knows how to pick a song. Hey, what's I still think that's one of my favorite moments of the MCU. Star-Lord at the beginning of part 1.
Grabbing that fish.
Yep.
Hey.
But on that note,
Yep.
I think we did great today.
Yes. We
Listen.
stayed on a little extra because we got the special guests and cabs that had to make up for
Guys,
a few.
I want you guys to give each other some space tonight and not go into each other's rooms to talk about anything Marvel. Just
Now with us,
we get the same argument.
Done, that's it. We don't fucking.
Yeah.
No, I think the same argument is gonna keep going on for a while.
No, but it's because you brought it up again.
On camera.
Yeah, you
Only
keep
'cause,
bringing
yeah.
it up.
And next week on the Knuckle HeDD, we will see part 3 of this same fight.
Yo, and big shout
I
out.
was vindicated on 2 fronts.
Big shout out to Ray coming through, yo. Everybody,
No problem,
take care.
bro.
Brush your hair.
And change your underwear.
Take care and brush your hair.
Oh, and if you haven't seen it already, we did a special interview with Sarah Webb.
Yes.
Yes.
Created her own comic. We did that on Saturday. It's up on the channel.
I
Naval
saw
Park.
some of that. I saw like
Yes.
20 minutes
Go
of
check that
Great
out
stuff.
as well.
Yeah.
Check out her comic. It's on Amazon.
It's free if you have a Kindle. You can download it on your Kindle and all that. So
Yeah, trust me, it's good. I've read it. It's
yeah.
good.
Nah, Kevin Feige has his own mints. Yo, Taekwon is wild. Ty is wild.
Word. All right, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. I am Group.
8 out of 10.